The following is a presentation of Flow Sports.
It's time to double down. It's time to raise the stakes. And it is time to go all in with the High Limit Sprint Car Series. This is the High Limit Room. It's the home of 24 high rollers. We are free. Just as quickly as the weekend started, it is about to come to a close here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Dirt Track. It's the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash finale here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. A little bit of wind here in the area tonight, but other than that, the sun is shining, and it is a beautiful day for some racing here with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. Here is the weather forecast, 86 degrees right now. 10 mile per hour wind seems a little bit low to me, and some scattered clouds in the sky here as we are almost ready to get underway, get cars back on the racetrack here tonight. Speaking of that, there will be a slight delay in getting cars on the track this evening. Of course, the NASCAR O'Reilly Series race was just taking place over at the mile-and-a-half track, which is on your screen right now. Kyle Larson able to get the win over there, but the problem is we use the same safety team from that big track over here at the dirt track, and so that is going to bump the start time back to back 30 minutes to 6:15 p.m. for hot laps this evening. So going to be 30 minutes delayed from our typical 5:45 start, but we have to get that safety team from the big track over here to the dirt track, and that's going to take a few minutes, a little bit extra. And so we'll take a look at the order of events here in just a moment, but we are glad that you are joining us here in the grandstands. Already a really good crowd filing in to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track. They've already probably seen all the highlights. They've probably been here the last couple of days. A fantastic photo finish on night one between Kyle Larson and Cory Day. And then, of course, Cory Day getting his payback here last night with the win by over 2 seconds over Aaron Reitzel and James McFadden. Great racing all the way back through the field. And we've got a ton of storylines, of course, to cover here throughout the night. And one of them is being like everybody had anticipated. Everybody guessed that Tanner Thorson would be the de facto points leader after 2 nights of Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing action. Thorson has been off to a red-hot start so far. 4th and 5th place finishes currently see him at the top of the point standings after 2 nights. Of course, that is with the full-time drivers. You've got Cory Day in there, Kyle Larson, of course. Those are not full-time competitors with the series. Tanner Thorson, the first regular driver that runs Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing, that is there at the top of the charts there. But Cory Day, Kyle Larson, they're up front. And then it's Thorson, Aaron Reitzel, and James McFadden, the top 5. You got Giovanni Scelzi back there, Rico Aber, Dason Pursley, Tyler Courtney, and Kerry Madsen, the current top 10 in Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing point standings, with Tanner Thorson, the first one there of the full-time members of the series as well. Here is the order of events that you are going to be seeing here this evening. It's all high limit all the time. The USCS Sprint Cars, they were a great support division the last 2 nights, but they have went home. We've got our separate ways, and it's just high limit here tonight. Hot laps and qualifying kicking things off. Like I said, it's 6:15. Opening ceremonies soon after that. Between qualifying and opening ceremonies, we will have a fan fest, which is where the drivers go back to their T-shirt trailers behind the main grandstand, and you fans get to go down there and meet them, talk to them, shake their hands, take pictures, and buy some merchandise as well. We'll have heat races after that, then the dash, then the B main, and then the features. So we're looking to run a quick and efficient program here tonight. Get done somewhere around 9 p.m. so you folks can go enjoy the Las Vegas Strip and all the other great things that you can do here in the entertainment capital of the world. Here are the track facts for you. Of course, this half-mile dirt track was built back in 1996 with approximately 10 degrees of banking, and the track record set here back on March 4th of 2004 by Danny Lasowski, 13.714 seconds was that lap time for Lasowski. We mentioned the half-mile oval, the 10 degrees of banking. Talking with High Limit Racing co-owner Brad Sweet today, they did a lot of work on this racetrack, him and Scott Woodhouse, and they actually reshaped the track a little bit down there in turns 1 and 2. We saw a huge hole developing in the middle of the racetrack there, right where the drivers run the top. The cushion was kind of formed right there. They were having to hop through a hole. They actually moved the infield berm out 6 feet in turns 1 and 2 to try and not have these drivers having to run the cushion through that hole. Maybe they could drive around that hole instead. We'll see how that plays out here tonight, but that was definitely something interesting that Brad Sweet was mentioning to me earlier on today. Also, let's take a look at this. Of course, the Rodman risk has been a hot topic on the interwebs here recently because of how bad it has failed. But tonight, I think I have a pretty good guy to go for here. Giovanni Scelzi, 1 year ago today, on March 14th of 2025, that was the last time he went to victory lane in a sprint car. That was at the Kennedale Speedway Park in Texas, and I have a feeling that maybe history will repeat. He'll win on the same night. He is at plus 67.49, which means a $10 wager on Giovanni Scelzi tonight would pay $674 if he was able to get the win. But he's going to have to go through Kyle Larson and Cory Day, of course. They are the favorites for tonight at plus 176 and plus 280, respectively. Then Aaron Reitzel and Rico Aber, they're the next couple of favorites. And Ryan Timms, Tyler Courtney, Brian Brown, and Austin McCarl, who had a solid top 10 effort here tonight. Those are some of the favorites for the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash here on night number 3. Well, that's a lot of information I just gave right there, but a guy that has some more information to give you is down in the infield. He's my co-broadcast partner. He's got many, many nicknames, of course, but tonight we'll just call him TLP. Tony, though it's pretty windy out there. Hopefully you don't blow away tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying really hard to just stay planted, not only physically, but emotionally and spiritually. It's a good thing I think we should all try to do. Chase, also, you can just call me your broadcast partner. You don't have to worry about the co-thing. The partner kind of cleans all that up. Hey, we are down here getting ready to go for night number 3 of the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash here at Las Vegas. And yes, Chase is right. Some wind gusts making things just a little bit more exciting than we've seen the past 2 nights. But, man, we've talked about it all weekend long, how nice it is to see the weather do a complete 180, it feels like, from what we had to go through here 1 year ago. Temperatures in, I feel like the low 40s. To me, it felt more like the low 30s when we were here 1 year ago with winds way, way stronger than this. It wreaked havoc on these big top wings on these 410 sprint cars as they ripped around the Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track. But the sun is up. There's a little bit of wind. But, man, it has been a really, really awesome weekend here to kick off the 2026 Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing season. It's been pretty, low-key out on track through the first 2 features of the season. Night number 1, green to checker, all the way through 25 laps, no incident. And why that's important is because all these drivers are out here chasing a championship, so the less incidences, the less DNFs, the less problems they have, the more exciting it's going to make this championship as we work our way through the spring, summer, and into that all-in championship finale at Texas Motor Speedway in the fall. One driver who has kicked off the season well, not nearly as strong as they would like, but improving night after night through our first 2 rounds of competition, Northport, Florida's Danny Sams III. He drives that 24D for Randerson Racing. The car is owned by Rocky Anderson. He's had 2 solid nights, no problems, no DNFs, nothing crazy to worry about. I got a chance to catch up with the Florida man back in the pit area just a little while ago.
Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world, but we're here with the Florida man. His interviews are sometimes the entertainment capital of my night. I'm not sure. Hey, 20th on night 1, 15th on night number 2. What do you and your team, aka family, do to make those improvements night to night?
Well, we came into this weekend with a completely new package. We're running a tall cage car because I've just got a long torque to be safer, plain and simple. But that puts your aero package in a different spot because the cage is taller. So we've been having to learn a lot. We're on a new suspension package with CSI. And the first night we were a 20th place car. We qualified 10th in our flight and we ran 20th in the feature and we were just that. And then, well, go ahead.
No, you were giving a great answer. But I wanted to get to something else you and I talked about earlier, which is, you have a great lap in qualifying, and then you're in the dash, you're racing with Kyle Larson and all these big-name guys. You're only in your 2nd year of racing 410s nationally, so what can you learn from those short races around such good competition?
Oh, those guys are just next level. They know where to go, when to go before you even could think of it, and it's just second nature to them, and we just need to keep putting ourselves in position and racing with these guys. If we keep making dashes and keep starting up front, the fallback in the feature will lessen each time. Every time I'm out there, I learn these guys race at such a fast pace, and they've been doing it their whole lives, and to just start next to them is super cool, but now I need to stay consistently start next to them and learn from them every time.
Learning is a fundamental building block in life. I learned something from Danny Sams every time I talk to him. Did you catch a lot of fish over the winter? Did you get to go fishing?
I didn't get to do as much as I wanted, but I definitely got to catch some.
All right, hey man, always good to talk to you. 20th, no, that's not where you want to run. 15th the next night, I know you want to run better than that, but improving is like learning every single night. Been fun to watch you through these first 2 nights. Good luck this evening.
Thank you very much.
Danny Sams.
Here at Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing, we are very fortunate to have the pit area constantly populated by really just impressive people. That's the best way I can put it, right? Because at the end of the day, how they run on track, the results, those are all important, but they're not the most important thing, not by a mile. Danny Sams III and his family are just one of the many, many great parts of this series in the form of awesome people. Love getting to catch up with the Northport, Florida driver, talked about fishing there at the very end, because that's something him and I can always relate to, kind of just share good conversation over. He loves getting back home to Florida and getting out on the water, same as me. So it's always fun to have people like the Sams family in the pit area, whether we're talking racing or talking life. They're always a good group to talk to. But that's life here with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing, whether it's our full field of high rollers, which are chasing a championship here in 2026, or the drivers that we get to see, whether they choose to come from far away, guys like Austin McCarl and Brian Brown, or when we visit regions like the Southwest, or we go out to the West Coast or up to Pennsylvania. This country has so many pockets of really, really talented sprint car drivers and teams. With Interstate Batteries High Limit, we tour the country, and we get to go head-to-head with those strong drivers and teams, but we get, more importantly, to spend time in the pit area with those drivers, their teams, their families, and their friends. We are getting closer and closer to cars on track here for night number 3 of the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash. Don't go anywhere, folks. More live coverage of High Limit continues next here on FloRacing.
Thank you to our partner, Eclipse Claims, eclipsing insurance tactics and protecting your payout. That's Eclipse Claims Consulting, a new sponsor with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing for 2026. Once again, if you're just joining us here in the grandstands or on FloRacing, we have been pushed back by 30 minutes. Hot laps scheduled for 6:15 due to the safety team over at the NASCAR O'Reilly Series race needing to get from the big track over here to the dirt track. And once they do that, then we will be underway with Dirt Draft Hot Laps here this evening. We mentioned earlier, we've already seen 2 very, very good races so far this week here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Dirt Track. On night number 1, it was Kyle Larson and Cory Day, a photo finish, 96 1/1000ths of a second, the 3rd closest finish in the history of Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. And then last night, it was Cory Day who took the lead on lap number 9 for Aaron Reitzel, and he would go on to score the win with about a 2-second gap back to the second place machine, but it did not come easy. He had to battle several drivers all the way throughout. If you did not see last night's race, well, luckily, we've got this highlight package for you. We are green. Off and running with the feature event here at the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash. It will be Aaron Reitzel with the early race lead. Sliding in front of Kyle Larson, however, is Tyler Courtney, who up to the 2nd spot on the opening lap.
Yeah, don't look now, though. Cory Day with a big slider. Oh. Larson with a big mistake, and he'll go around in 3 and 4.
Kyle Larson does a 360, keeps on going. The green lights stay on. We do not go yellow. Larson falls back to the 18th position across the line. Up front, it is Aaron Reitzel with the race lead. Brown able to cross him back up. That's going to impede the progress on the number 87 car. Tyler Courtney getting closer and closer. Last time by, it was 1.6 seconds. Now it's under 1 second, the race lead.
Yeah, Brian Brown cut off the nose of Reitzel off of 4. That really cost him. They're double wide in front of him. That's Hank Davis, and Joe Myers is in front of him. That's going to really hold him up. Tyler Courtney almost to the back bumper already.
And here comes Cory Day and Rico Ader about to have a 4-car scrap for the race lead. Day off the bottom, pulls up next to Tyler Courtney. He'll go by him for second into turn number 1. Cory Day takes second. Close call for Reitzel. That's going to allow Cory Day a huge run down the back straightaway. He'll take the lead.
Yeah, new leader, Cory Day rolling the bottom. Reitzel struggled getting by Hank Davis, our lap car. Hank Davis rolling still on the top. Going to be in the way for Reitzel, who'll go down to the bottom to follow Cory Day.
Car off the pace into the infield is Brian Brown. We will stay green, and Cory Day now has a lap car between himself and Joel Myers. As Tyler Courtney, he goes right by Aaron Reitzel down the back straightaway. Moves Sunshine up into the 2nd spot, and here comes Rico around the outside trying to challenge Reitzel for 3rd. As we got one off the pace, it is the 73 of Hunter Schurenberg. 13 laps to go here in the feature at the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash. Oh, contact as Cory and Reitzel get together. Reitzel's going to lose a spot as it looks like Rico's trying to go around the outside of him. Reitzel's able to maintain that third position. They're 3 wide. Kyle Larson getting by Kerry Madsen. They're 3 wide again as Larson's getting passed by both Dason Percy and Cy Lynch.
Yeah, that put Larson up to 6 on that restart, but now falls back to 8th, and now through the middle, somewhere similar, but now he's on the bottom and going to be able to take advantage and get 2 for 1 there off of 4.
Tanner Thorson just went by 3 cars in 1 corner. He went by Persley, Lynch, and Larson. We got one off the pace, and that is Chase Randall in 9R. Let's see what happens this time. Cory Day really on it early right there, and once again, Reitzel and Courtney bang wheels on the restart, and Reitzel's going to go by for the second spot down the front stretch.
Yeah, Reitzel able to take advantage of that a lot better on that restart, and he'll roll into second as McFadden might be able to roll Tyler Courtney as he's on to challenge into 3.
Tanner Thorson makes his way by Rico Abreu, move Thorson into the top 5, and now Rico's getting slid by Dason Persley. Persley takes that spot away. Cy Lynch off the bottom. He'll go by both of them. Move Cy Lynch up to the P6 position now in 42.
Tyler Courtney had a big struggle down the front stretch. He's able to roll back, and now on a challenge from McFadden as he goes to the bottom.
I don't think the race for the lead is over yet either, Carson, as Aaron Reitzel's maintaining the pace here of Cory Day. The question is, can they get to lap traffic? There is still 10 laps to go, which makes me believe that they possibly can, but Reitzel definitely looks like he's running about the same lap times as Cory.
Tyler Courtney, a little bit of a lane change. McFadden now goes to the bottom. Courtney holds it wide open, almost around the top, and he's going to be side by side. Almost had him at the line.
Wheel to wheel into turn 1. James McFadden, a short slider on Tyler Courtney to take over that third position, and Tanner Thorson wants to join the fun as well. He is closing in on the 7BC and the 21. Cory Day, a little bit of a miss on the bottom there in turn number 4. Aaron Reitzel trying to close in, but Cory Day's last lap was just a tick faster than the 87.
Cory Day around the bottom. Reitzel with a big run off 4.
Now, Cory Day is absolutely committed to the bottom of the racetrack in turns 3 and 4. That might be his downfall. Reitzel appears to be really stuck on that side of the racetrack. James McFadden having a stellar performance here tonight, running in that third spot. Tyler Courtney 4th and Tanner Thorson still in 5th. Reitzel doing everything he can to track down Cory Day, and it might be working for him.
Yeah, Reitzel able to make a lane change, trying to show the no in 1 and 2. Not able to cover it there, but Cory Day, we'll see if he makes a lane change here. He'll go back down to the bottom.
Maybe have been a too early of a move there for Reitzel, but he's still going to have a couple laps to go this time by. It'll be 3 to go to be exact, and Reitzel within 4 or 5 car lengths down the front straightaway. Cory Day plugs the right rear into the cushion, as does Aaron Reitzel. Good race going on for 3rd as Tyler Courtney pokes his nose underneath of James McFadden. This is the corner to watch right here. Day down low, Reitzel on the top this time by 2 laps to go.
Yeah, Cory Day lost it watching somebody run the bottom in 3 and 4. He's doing it now tonight. He's on defense rather than offense here with Reitzel, but able to put a really big gap through 1 and 2 there.
They're coming around the white flag. 1 lap to go. Day a little bit sideways off the corner there. Can Reitzel make a Hail Mary move on the final lap here in Las Vegas? Day around the top. Last night he came up 96 one-thousandths of a second short. That will not be the case here tonight. It's Friday, so that means it's payday. Cory Day wins at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track. Aaron Reitzel 2nd, James McFadden 3rd, Tanner Thorson 4th, and Tyler Courtney 5th. The 12th win of Cory Day's career coming here last night at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track on night 2 of the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash. As you may have noticed or may have heard in that highlight reel there, we had Carson Hocevar doing some play-by-play with us, and he did a pretty darn good job, and it was awesome to hear that he knew pretty much all the drivers in the field before he even got here. He's a student of the game. He really likes to watch the dirt racing, and he did a great job here yesterday. We will have another special guest up here tonight. You may have seen it on social media. Later on during the broadcast, we will be joined by the guy that'll sit on the pole for tomorrow's NASCAR Cup Series race. Christopher Bell will be joining us up here in the announcer's booth for tonight's broadcast around the hot lap time at 6:15. So if you're a Christopher Bell fan, you'll be able to hear him tonight and give his insight. Of course, he is a very well-known sprint car racer, of course, and has won many, many races, and so that will not be an issue for him. He'll be just fine up here in the FloRacing booth. Also, after that race, we tabulated the points points from night 1 and night 2. 4 drivers were able to get the most points out of anybody else, and they will not have to qualify here tonight. Those drivers, Cory, Kyle Larson, Tanner Thorson, and Aaron Reitzel, due to their finishing positions in the features from yesterday and Thursday, they've accrued enough points to where they don't have to qualify tonight. They will automatically start 4th in the heat race, and that means as long as they transfer from the heat race, they will then go to the dash. So keep that in mind when we get to qualifying. Instead of the 35 drivers, it'll be 31 because 4 of them will not have to qualify due to such a good performance through the first 2 days of the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash. We've got more things to tell you about when we come back from this break here on Flow. We appreciate all of you watching. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, welcome back to FloRacing's live coverage of night number 3 of the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash. It's the opening weekend of Interstate Battery's High Limit Racing in 2026. I'm down here in the infield, and this is my trusty hot rod supplied by JT Power Sports in central Pennsylvania. JT Power Sports and Jake's Golf Carts. Well, they're a proud partner of the program here at Interstate Battery's High Limit Racing, and it's got to be the biggest and strongest and beefiest Burromax they make, and that's why it's mine, and I'm proud of this vehicle, just like how Tanner Thorson is proud of his Rod Gross Motorsports number 88. No doubt, Tanner Thorson came on strong last year, breaking through, picking up his first ever national 410 wing sprint car touring wins. He did it twice last year as they continue to just soup up that program and get it stronger and stronger. Well, they've come out of the gate swinging here to kick off 2026 by posting back-to-back top 5 finishes in the opening 2 rounds of this brand new season. Now, no doubt that is in large part due to the tireless work ethic of Tanner Thorson and his year-long crew of TJ Nichols and Brett Marvel. But Tanner Thorson has talked about at length across different podcasts and different interviews the influence of his father-in-law and crew chief by proxy most nights. It's the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame inductee, Stevie Smith, one of the best to ever come out of the Keystone State. Stevie's here this weekend on the ground, back in the pits, helping his son-in-law, Tanner Thorson, set that Rod Gross Motorsports number 88 up exactly the way Thorson likes it. Yesterday afternoon, I got to talk to the Hall of Fame member, Stevie Smith, back in the pit area about what it's like to be back at the track and how he and Tanner Thorson are working together to improve results every single night.
So a couple weeks ago on the High Limit Room, Tanner Thorson went on and on and on about how excited he was to get this man, his crew chief by proxy, most nights the last couple of seasons, and his father-in-law, the one and only Stevie Smith, on the road out here at the track here for the season opener at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So Stevie, Tanner gushed about how excited he was to get you off the porch, those were his words, and you back at a racetrack. So the sun is shining, night 1 is behind us. How good does it feel to be back at a racetrack, and how long's it been since you've been at a national race?
Tony, that's a good question because it's been so long I can't calculate back that far. But we're thinking about 2005 was the last time we were here at Vegas.
Okay.
But that's a guess, and it might have been I was obviously the last time I was here I was driving. So, but I think because it was when the Outlaws were running and that was the end of it. I don't remember coming back here since then.
Wow.
But yeah, Tanner, I think that was his goal, to see if he could pry me out of Broken Arrow to get me out here to this racetrack, and somehow he finally did it.
Well, a Pennsylvania native, because we can definitely hear it when you speak.
Yeah.
You live in Broken Arrow these days. That's why Tanner joked about getting you off the porch.
Yeah.
I got to ask, first of all, how tough is it to crew chief by proxy? When you're at home, he talks about how much you're glued to the to your phone watching Flo's coverage. But that's got to be tough to watch his car and have input on it. How hard is that to crew chief thousands of miles away back at home?
Well, it's the only way that I was going to do it. So we had to do the best with what we had. But here's the thing, Tanner does most of the work. So he just uses me to, I try to answer questions and keep him on the right track. I'm really not doing what he's giving me credit for. He does most of the work. Mm-hmm. But I do have, some of the things I've learned over the years, and I try to just keep him in a straight line, and that seems to help him more than anything. I tell him, every night's not going to be perfect, every car's not going to be perfect, and I think I just get his head screwed on straighter, and then he thinks clearer, and he's doing a great job with it all, but he does most of the work. I'm telling you, he's a hard worker.
No doubt, and I think that's what a lot of people, myself included, really enjoy about Tanner is he builds these cars. He works on these cars. He helps maintenance these cars with his crew, and then he goes out and drives these cars. You talked about kind of just helping pass on some of the things you've accrued and knowledge you've learned over your career. The biggest thing I think that, that kind of comes back to is this car doesn't have a torsion bar in it.
Right.
It's a 4-coil car. We don't have probably the time or the memory here on my phone to explain it at the length that you probably could.
Right.
But can you kind of give us a simple explanation of how this car is different than probably every other chassis in this pit area?
Right. Okay, so it still is a sprint car at the end of the day, but it definitely takes a different mechanical thought process because it's just the way the the way the springs are mounted on the car, the location of them, it's quite a bit different than the standard across the country. So it's easy to get lost with this type of car. But I wasn't even really all for this coil car. I really wanted to see him stay on a regular car, but he wanted the coil, so that's how he got me involved. I mean, I can't say he drugged me into it because I have interest. I still love racing. I mean, I love these race cars. I always have, always will. But he wanted to do it, so I had to help him, and that's how this all got started, being more hands-on with him.
Yeah, it's a very unique setup. He had this chassis built specifically to not need torsion bars, and it's a 4-coil car, and that's what you raced for a long part of your career, right?
Yep, a long time, 5 years of it.
It's so cool to have you back. Tanner, you know, I mean, I don't know. He said it's really important. We got to find out what your favorite song is. So what are you jamming out to when you're going down the road?
Right, it's Ella Langley and Choosing Texas. She's got, yeah, we listen to that probably 3 or 4 times a day. Every time it comes on the radio, whether I'm working, the music, the volume goes up. Whether I'm driving my truck with all my dogs in the back, the music goes up. And I actually think the dogs like it just as much as I do.
Choosing Texas by Ella Langley. Well, Tanner Thorson and Stevie Smith have chosen to get him back on the road, and it seems to be working out because night number 1 of Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing wrapped up last night. Tanner Thorson recorded his best ever finish on a track this size, picking up a top 5, probably in big part to you. And man, I know he's excited to have you here. I hope you're having as much fun as he is.
I am. It was a fun night, and you know, yeah, we didn't win, but we were real happy with the car and the performance and what Tanner did with it. So I feel like we're going in the right direction, and that's all we can do. Is you can't win every race, but like you said, it's a lot better start than last year. So
Stevie Smith, a veteran of not just Pennsylvania sprint car racing, but United States sprint car racing. He's the father-in-law, he's the crew chief, and he's in person here this weekend at Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. Stevie, great to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you, Tony. Thank you.
I got to say, I very much enjoyed getting to stop and talk with Stevie Smith for those few minutes yesterday afternoon, and that went out on High Limit Racing's social media. I'm really glad we got to get that onto the broadcast tonight. And then, of course, since that interview, which we taped yesterday afternoon before cars went on track, another top 5 result in a main competition for the Minden, Nevada native, Tanner Thorson. And Chase, you led at the open of the show with the fact that Tanner Thorson is, in fact, the de facto point leader. Kyle Larson and Cory Day do technically have more points than Thorson at this time, but they are not full season entrants with Interstate Batteries High Limit. So when they stop showing up in the next couple of weeks to year-long competition, Thorson will be right there at the very front of the championship chase. And I'll tell you this, I don't know if you've had the chance to interact with the often described as grizzled and very intense Tanner Thorson, but today, waking up as the very early points leader, Tanner Thorson, he's been a little bit more friendly and willing to talk than some folks have found him in the past, but it's so cool to see his and Britton Marvel and TJ Nichols' hard work over these last 3 years now really beginning to show the fruits of their labor.
Yeah, it is awesome. I talked to Tanner Thorson for 15, 20 minutes last night after the races, and I walked over and I said, hey, man, you are the points leader right now, and I don't think he knew that, and I told TJ Nichols, hey, you are a points-leading tire guy right now. What does that feel like? He said it didn't really feel much different, but still really cool to see how far that team has came just over the last 2 years, put together right before the 2024 season, and to have 2 top 5s back-to-back. Not many guys so far this week can say that they've been in the top 5 both nights. Tanner Thorson is one of them. We'll see if he can continue with that speed here tonight. He is one of those locked-in drivers as well, Tony. He will not have to qualify, automatically going to start 4th in his heat race later on.
Yeah, that has got to make him smile even more than he already did today when he gave me the old double wave as he was out walking his and Shaylee's dogs earlier this afternoon. Tanner Thorson is still as intense and competitive of a driver as he's ever been and as we've ever known him, but no doubt everybody can relate. When things are going well at work, it makes it a little bit easier to look around and smile. And hey, remember, you better put some respect on TJ Nichols' Nichols' name when you talk about him. He is a tire specialist, all right, not just a point-leading tire guy. I think we've got cars coming out on track here, so motor heat is just about to kind of work its way into the middle of that session. So we're going to step aside here on FloRacing. When we come back, cars will be on track with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. Don't go anywhere, folks. This is night number 3, the finale of the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Engine heat continuing on here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track for the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash. And with the cars on the track, that means that the safety crew has made it over here from the big track for the NASCAR O'Reilly Series race over to the dirt track. So once they get the track packed in, once they get engine heat underway and done, we'll jump right into dirt draft hot laps here tonight. You're looking at the TI-22 Speed Shot right now, one of the new additions to the 2026 FloRacing broadcast with Interstate Batteries Highland Racing. We appreciate their support of the series here for this season. Last night, we mentioned Cory Day. You've already seen him win the race with the highlight reel, but you haven't heard what he had to say about the win. So last night, he caught up with Walkopedia Brian Walker, social media expert for Interstate Batteries Highland Racing, to discuss his 12th career Highland Racing win.
After the checkers, night 2 of the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Cory Day avenges last night heartbreak, losing to some guy named Kyle Larson. I know you love that. Come back tonight, I mean, really dominate, but there at the moment we had that restart, I think 6 to go around there. I feel like it was around then you really moved to the bottom in 3 and 4. What goes through your mind? I mean, when the line's changing so much, you know, when to do it, how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the million-dollar question, right? It's so tough because, you know, honestly, I really hate leading these races because there's just, like you said, so much line change and so much stuff that goes on. You know, like the bottom was greasy there to start the race, but it had a lot of grip. So I'm running the bottom there really good in lap cars, and then I missed it a little bit, and the 5 car almost drove back around me. So there for me, like, I got to note that and be like, man, you know, he's in lap traffic, dirty air. I think in clean air, I can run the top way better than he just did, and he almost passed me on the bottom, or around the top when I was on the bottom. So it's hard because, you know, you don't have a rearview mirror in these things. So you got to hope that you get notes from lap cars, and if you see a nose, you can, you know, clear them before they get past you. And yeah, it's tough. I was looking over my shoulder down the front straightaway at the screen, trying to see if, you know, he was close or whatever. So yeah, that's the toughest part, I think.
Right before the race, I sent your girlfriend Ashlyn a video of you right when they pushed you out. You were not moving inside the car, so locked in. What the hell are you thinking about?
Just trying to, you know, obviously you can try and think about how you're going to plan out the race in the first couple laps a million times over, and it's probably not going to be one of those a million times what the real outcome is going to be. But that's what I do. I just try and think about possible outcomes, you know, how to get a good start. The bottom off 4 had a lot of grip, and it was super slick, and it's super wide. So firing off in the slick's always tough. You got to roll down. So just kind of thinking about my start, thinking about what I'm going to do into turn 1 if you know, the leader moves to the top, and what second place going to do. Just kind of trying to think about all the possible outcomes, prepare myself as much as possible. Yeah, that's, you know, about it. Since
you're full-time, literally right there, I know you race tomorrow. You don't get to run as much sprint car stuff, what, like around 20 to 30 races this year. You come out, you win. You did so good last night, you win tonight. How just, like, you know, rejuvenating does this feel? Like, you know, confidence-wise, I know you say this is your first love. Yeah, it's always fun racing sprint cars, whether I'm running 10th or winning. I'm obviously very competitive and love to win, and you know, I said it last night, but I feel like our team is very capable of winning, as I feel I am every single night. So, you know, I have to keep a level head because I want to win every night, but at the same time, yeah, it's not full-time. It's not my full-time job anymore. So if it doesn't go well, you know, it's still just fun, and I'm just thankful that Mr. H and everyone at Hendrick Motorsports allows me to still come do this. What does the agenda look like for you tomorrow? How busy are you? Pretty busy. Give me like an hour. We got practice at what, like 9? Practice at 9 a.m. Qualify at like 10:05, so right after that. And then, yeah, I got a couple autograph signings and appearances in between that, and the race start at 2:30. What time do we think the race is going to end? Man, I'm hoping like 4. The good news is you are locked in with the Florence, so you don't have to qualify tomorrow. So I heard that driver's meeting. I was like, okay, that'll be nice. Oh, you pay attention to the driver's meeting. Yeah, I do. That's good. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping 4:30. I'm also hoping to win, so if that means media is going to take a little longer, you know, I'm glad I'm locked into the heat races. Yeah, just bring him over the dirt track. Yeah, that's right. That's Cory Day. He wins night 2 of the Blackjack Bash. Back tomorrow for $21,000 to win in Vegas.
And welcome back to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Dirt Track. Just heard from Cory Day and Brian Walker on that session of After the Checkers. Great to hear some of Cory's thoughts, what he's thinking as the race is being played out when he's out front. As you could tell there, he does not like to be out front. He likes to be the guy chasing down the leader most of the time, and he's done very well at that in his sprint car racing career, of course. One driver to mention here during this motor heat having some issues is the driver of the Kasey Kahne Racing number 9, Dason Pursley. He has come out 2 times, and unfortunately no fire, no spark under the hood of that Napa Auto Parts number 9 car. So Pursley with some problems here, and him and his young team going to be going to work to try and diagnose those issues before we get into hot laps, which is not too far away from now. As you can see, all the drivers out there on the track packing in the surface. It's getting closer and closer to being in the spot where it needs to be. We do see Cory Day and his 14 car now appear on the track on the backstretch. Had a top 10 effort here this afternoon during the NASCAR O'Reilly Series race after he got the win here one night ago. And so Cory Day, that means probably Kyle Larson is not too far behind after he was able to get the victory over there on the 1.5 mile track not too long ago, as there is payday right there. The direct deposit hit one night ago on Friday. That's usually when it hits for me, unless you've got one of those special apps where you get paid on Wednesday. I don't have that. Somebody needs to direct me to which app that is, because it'd be nice to get paid a little earlier than normal. But Cory Day, going to be one to watch for, of course, tonight. He's one of the favorites on nxtbets.com/PlayHLR. Other drivers out there on the track just ahead of Cory Day. Ryan Timms with a tough night here one night ago. Was racing in the heat race with Aaron Reitzel. Those two made some contact, folded the front end up on that Shane Liebig entry, and Ryan Timms pounded the outside wall in turn 1 and effectively ruined his night. He was done. Did not start the B main, where he was going to be starting dead last, and so the 2025 Knoxville Nationals champion hopefully is able to bounce back here for a better run tonight as you continue to see the work, the hood off on the Kasey Kahne Racing number 9 for Dason Pursley.
Just to comment on Ryan Timms, Chase, you were just commenting on his accident over in turn 1 that took him out, or knocked him out rather, of competition last night. They were nearly ready to push the car back way from Shane Liebig's transporter, but just ran out of time. That impact to the wall was actually strong enough where it broke the right end, the right side of the front torsion tube, broke it clean off the frame actually from Ryan Timms' number 10. So they had to hustle really quick. I believe it was the Brian Gossel, the Gossel pit ended up loaning a welder to help get the new torsion tube back onto the frame, but they just ran out of time, weren't able to get the car back out on track, and had they had 5 more minutes, it sounds like he would have been on track. And I was personally really looking forward to seeing Ryan Timms on track for that B, because watching him come from the back would have been just wildly entertaining, I think. And unfortunately, this right here, you're seeing the Kasey Kahne Racing crew led by young crew chief Jarrett Martin for Dason Pursley. This has all the looks of an engine swap about to take place, don't you think?
Yeah, they're taking the wing off right now, and yeah, that is the definitely one of the main signs that is about to take place. Now, Tony, I was going to ask you, if you were able to catch up with Justin Sanders or somebody from that team today, apparently, according to a Facebook or a Twitter post, I saw that there was a mechanical failure of some kind last night on that 2X car. We saw him get into the wall heavily in the feature in turn number 3 and crunched the wing up and destroyed a bunch of the bolt-on parts as well. I went by where their trailer was supposed to be earlier, but they were a little bit late getting to the track, so I wasn't able to catch up with them and see exactly what happened. But I'm not sure if you did or not, but Sanders, luckily he's back after his 11th place run on Thursday night, and I was wondering if you knew maybe potentially what that mechanical problem was.
No, same thing actually for me. I did my walk through the pits, or at least my first one, and that space, I think they ended up parking right next to Joel Myers Jr., and the gap that existed for that Midtree 2X was occupied only by the crumpled top wing that had come off the top of Justin Sanders' race car after that incident. And by the time he got into the pit area, they were moving pretty quickly. So no, I did not get a chance to talk with him, but I will say that I referenced it in his heat race interview yesterday when he stopped. Justin Sanders, you love the guy, right? Because he shows up and he just exudes confidence. He told me he thought they had the speed to contend for a win, and they would do whatever it took to find the speed should they not. So, yeah, certainly not the way they wanted that night to go, but he's back on track with a clean-looking race car. It'll be exciting to see what they do there. And if I can get on the JT Power Sports Burrow Max, I will hustle back into the pit area and try to get an update here. But something tells me the images tell us all we need to know as they push that topless number 9 now inside the trailer. They are going to pull the power plant from between the frame rails. And sometimes this can be just a preemptive precautionary measure, or since we didn't really see Dason get out at all, I don't believe, for engine heat, this may be a failure. We don't know, and if we can get back there, I'll do my best to get some more information on what is slowing down Dason Pursley's third night here in Vegas.
Well, and Tony, they probably need to hurry this up a little bit, of course, because if he wants a hot lap time, he's going to be in that first group of cars. He is scheduled to be the 6th driver out to qualify in Flight A tonight, which means he should be in the first group of hot laps. And so if he wants to get a hot lap and a little bit of practice here tonight, they've really got to work quickly, which if maybe some people aren't familiar with sprint car racing and how engine changes go, this is not an hour-long process to get done. Some of these teams can get it done 8, 10, 12 minutes. They can swap one of the engines out in one of these sprint cars.
Well, and just remember, Chase, for all of our new NASCAR fans that may be enjoying Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing with us, when you talk about the hot laps, that's not, an evening with Chase Rodman. That's the only time these drivers get on track to get their cars set up and figured out before time trials and competition begins. So those hot laps, they are far and few between, and they're very, very critical. They're very important to how the team's night can begin. So, yeah, not good. And also, I think you might have mentioned it in case you didn't, no support class here tonight. So that means the program will move much quicker. They will not have that extra cushion of time with the non-wing sprint cars out on track to kind of break things up here this evening. We will be on the ball moving pretty quick here tonight. So whatever the issue is for Dason Pursley, they need to move quickly. And again, what an awesome shot the access the FloRacing drone is giving us right now. As you can see that crew led by Jarrett Martin. That's Casey Kane standing in the black shorts with that Napa logoed crew shirt to the camera right now. They are swapping engines. Dason Pursley, you can see the driver in the fire suit at the front of the shot there. He is helping out with this. That's sprint car racing, folks. The drivers and the team owners, they don't just get out of the way and watch the crew work.
And how
they
about
are the crew.
The team owner's wife right there, Amy. Is in on the action.
I didn't even know Amy's right there helping out. So this is what sprint car racing is about, even at the top level here with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. It's not like, oh, you do this job, I do this job, and that's all we do. No, it is everybody helping to make sure that new engine gets into that race car. That's just how intense the competition is here. You can't have anybody not a part of this effort.
And bringing the car back in, going to place that new power plant between the frame rails, and the work will continue for Dason Pursley. We'll come back from this break on FloRacing with a special guest up here in the FloRacing booth, and hot laps should be hitting the racetrack here momentarily. Hey, buddy. And the engine change continues here for the Casey Kane Racing team. Dason Pursley, you see him actually jacking the front of the car up over there, and they are trying to get that car out there and ready before they get into hot laps, of course, which is going to be taking place here very, very soon. We wrapped up with engine heat, and all that has been completed. Hot laps are next on the racetrack. And now we want to bring in our special guest of the night. Yesterday, it was Carson Hocevar. Today, we're going to be talking to Christopher Bell, and he is the pole sitter for tomorrow's NASCAR Cup Series race. Christopher, you've got the Interstate Batteries shirt on. You wore the right shirt today, of course, with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. Well, I know, yeah, you dressed accordingly, of course. But how excited are you to be up here tonight and take in some sprint car racing? Last year, you were on the track here for one of the nights, but now you're up here going to call the action.
Yeah, I'm super excited, and I'm honestly super excited for Interstate Batteries and High Limit Racing. It's a really cool partnership. I've been able to be fortunate to be part of the Interstate Batteries family for a number of years now, and I was really proud and happy to see Interstate Batteries come into sprint car racing, and now with this huge activation, being the sponsor of High Limit Series, I think is just the beginning. I
mean, it's a big deal. I mean, they jumped on your car last year with the Kreitz 69K, and we saw them a little bit with McKenna Hassey, and I didn't really think much of it when that was going on, but then 1 year later, bam, they are the title sponsor. I mean, going head first in the deep end with the Sharks.
Yeah, I mean, they love it. I remember last year whenever they came out to a couple of the High Limit races here in Texas Motor Speedway, they were all in. So just super excited.
They better
to
be
see.
all in.
They are all in. That's right.
Yeah.
Super excited to see the partnership.
Yeah, it's really cool to see what this has grown into. We can't wait to see where it goes from here. Of course, just 3 races into that partnership. And how about that? They are putting the wing back on Dason Pursley's car. They've got an engine change done in a very short amount of time. And it looks like, Tony, that he should be able to make it out there for his hot lap session.
That is exciting. That's why you buy a ticket to come to Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing events, and that's why you tune in live on Flow when you can't make it to the track. Christopher Bell, longtime fan down here in the infield. I got a question for you. First of all, congratulations on securing the pole for tomorrow's NASCAR Cup race. I've got to ask, I assume you were propelled by your excitement to join Chase Rodman up in the booth. Is that what made you go around the Las Vegas Motor Speedway so fast so you could get out and get up there with Chase?
How did you know, Tony?
I don't know.
How did you know?
I just did.
I had a ton of fun last year whenever I came up here with Rodman. So, yeah, it's been honestly just fun to see this broadcast team. And sitting at home watching the races online, it is so entertaining to watch, especially the camaraderie between yourself and my good buddy Rodman up here. It's fun to see, and I hope I can just add a little bit of tidbits to the day.
You will definitely add some tidbits, that is for sure. Yes, Christopher Bell and myself go back a long way. The R-Factor days, of course, before iRacing, and now iRacing's a thing, and we had a lot of good races and good battles back then. Of course, Chili Bowls and all that good stuff as well. But it looks like they're putting the finishing touches on Dason Pursley's car, and we should be getting close here to Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Race fans, if you're in the grandstands tonight and you do not have the Dirt Draft app, you should do that because it is brand new. It's a new app. They just revamped everything. It's got a whole new look to it. You can download it now in the Apple or the Google Play Store. Each event, you have a $100,000 salary cap to spend on 5 drivers. Each driver has a different salary based on past results. Draft your team of 5 drivers to compete against hundreds of others. New features, new games, new speed shop, new subscribers, and reactivating subscribers get a $20 gift card to Tyler Courtney's online store, shopsunshine.shop. You can be the 2026 High Limit Racing Fantasy Champion. We are now ready to get underway with Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Cars about to get up to speed for the first time here tonight, and there is your first car on the racetrack, last night's feature winner out of Clovis, California, in the Trex Decking, Weyerhaeuser, Autry Plumbing, Four Seas Construction, Myers Constructors, number 14. It's Payday Cory Day. Cory Day in the 14. And also on the racetrack from Bozeman, Montana, and the Rockin' R Restaurant, Sherville Suspension, ART Enterprises, Don Vanzuela's Auto Body, number 3C, Cole Schroeder. Cole Schroeder in the 3C. Coming across the flag stand now from East Grand Forks, Minnesota, in the Pro C, JW Repair, Ekman Dental Arts, Phil Thompson and Associates, number G5. The driver is Gage Polkerbeck. Gage Polkerbeck in the G5. And from Santa Rosa, California, driving the Graham Rahal Performance, Dirt Dudes Excavating, All About Fire Protection, Brown Alexander Suspension, number 19H, Joel Myers Jr. Joel Myers Jr. in the 19H. And from Waco, Texas, driving the Bush's Chicken, Two Worlds Equestrian, Kaiser Wheels, Outlaw Wings, Smith Titanium, number 9R, it's the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. Chase Randall in the 9R. Those are the drivers in session number 1 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. I believe there's supposed to be one more, but don't see him out there quite yet. I believe Rico Abreu is about to appear on the racetrack in turn 3. I did see a car. There he is right there. The 2025 Highland Racing champion makes his way onto the backstretch behind the wheel of the Tony Stewart, Kerbag Racing, CarQuest, Sugar Bee Apple, ArcZone.com, Pacific Boring, number 24. And how about that, race fans? Take a look at the big screen. They just changed the engine on the Casey Kane Racing number 9, and Dason Pursley is going to make it out here for this first hot lap session. Behind the wheel of the Casey Kane Racing, Mike Curb, Napa, Brumo's Collection, Ballard Products, Carver Corporation. It's the driver out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma. And Pursley, that is pretty impressive, Bell, and that's something that maybe some fans don't realize. It doesn't take a ton of work I mean, it takes a lot of work, but it doesn't take a ton of time to change the engine of one of these cars and get back out there.
Very, very efficient. And driving that number 9, they got the best people behind the wall there working on the KKR number 9.
Oh, looks like the hood is still off, so they might be just putting some heat in it right now. But, man, this kid has come a long ways. You guys have a similar background, and now he's driving for such a famous car, of course.
Yeah, talk about the dream ride. Driving that KKR number 9. So happy for Dason Pursley. Been able to follow him growing up through the ranks. Another Oklahoma driver.
Yeah.
Always cheer for my Okies out there.
The Okies obviously have been making a name for themselves here the last couple of years, and there is Cory Day, another guy making a name for himself here. Of course, got the win here last night, was so close on Thursday. Another top 10 for him. How do you think things have gone so far for Cory Day? I mean, he's obviously really killing it out here in the sprint car, but man, he's already got, what, 3 top 10s, I think it is, in his O'Reilly series. I feel like things are going pretty well.
He is sure fun to watch.
That's for sure, yeah.
Yeah, trying to learn all he can in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Obviously, the technique and the racecraft that it takes to drive these stock cars, or the stock cars across the street, is a lot different than what it takes to drive the sprint cars. But he has the car control, he has the speed, and man, is he fun to watch in anything he drives.
Well, we got cars getting up to speed. As they say that, Dason Pursley pulls onto the track on the backstretch, and the hood is still off. So I'm guessing they're not going to get up to speed without the hood on that Napa car. And so Pursley going to get some engine heat in, which he was not able to do obviously earlier due to the problems. And so he'll probably do a lap or so, pull back into the pit area, and he'll come out in a later hot lap session. But he should be able to make his spot in the qualifying rundown as far as being in the right spot, not being penalized for missing his position. But Bell, we got up to speed there for just a brief moment, and you could tell immediately. I mean, it is still very slimy out there. It's greasy out there. You know, one thing, we had Carson Osevar up here last night, and he was great. He did a great job, but he's never driven a sprint car, right? He doesn't have that much dirt experience. What are these guys feeling out there on the track when it is super slimy, like they could barely get on the gas?
Yeah, it's just super slick, and as the track gets to work in, you'll actually gain grip, and then the track will hit a sweet spot, and then it'll start to dry out and start to lose grip again. One thing that I'm really paying attention to the last 2 nights, the wind. The wind hasn't been around, and that is a super common theme here in Las Vegas, is being super windy, and we've got that wind. It looks like the same direction that we had last year, going from the front straightaway to the back straightaway. It makes turn 1 feel super, super turny. You get all of that downforce, all the wind hitting the left sideboard, pulling you into turn 1, and then all of a sudden you get to the back straightaway and it gets really tight, wants to drive you to the wall, doesn't want to turn into turn 3. So it's going to be fun to see who can navigate that the best.
Now, I feel like I know a lot of vocabulary, but that's the first time I've heard turny. What exactly?
It's turny.
It's just real turny. Okay.
It's turny. Wants to turn into the corner super easy.
That's a new one for me. As you can see, they are trying to skate around the track. Quickest lap so far is a 19.177, which is about 5 seconds off of the times we've been seeing the last 2 days when it came to qualifying. Chase Randall, currently the quickest driver, at a 19.177. Rico Abreu at a 19.195. Joel Myers Jr. is in third at 19.802. And so we should see these times get faster and faster as they make more laps. As Seabell just mentioned there, it gets to that sweet spot where it starts to run the best laps of the night, and then it'll start to fade off again, and you'll see the track start to slow down. Now we got the guys slowing down. They're going to go to yellow flag conditions here. They're going to pack that racing start. Actually, now they're going to keep going green. So we might see that as well. They might slow down for a few moments and help pack in that racing surface and get it to that qualifying state that we're hoping to see. Once again, 14-second bracket is what we're looking for before we get to qualifying. A 19.027, now the best lap by Gage Polkerbeck. And here is that yellow flag coming out now. Not the checkered, just the yellow. And so they will slowly pack. And Bell, I don't know what the science is behind this, but this wheel pack, I feel like
really
it's starting becoming a thing like the last 3 or 4 years, and it helps a ton.
I was about to say, whenever I was full-time dirt racing, nobody had hit on it yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the first person was, but yes, the track is super greasy, very, very slick out there. And for whatever reason, whenever you take a minute and just wheel pack the mud back into the racetrack, you'll see those lap times dramatically decrease.
Yeah, right now we're still in the 19-second bracket. For those that couldn't hear, when the cars were at speed last night, we were in the 14s during qualifying. So 5 seconds, maybe 4.5 seconds off of where we are hoping to be at here tonight. Remember, there are 4 drivers that will not be qualifying here this evening due to their performances in the features the last 2 nights. Those 4 drivers, Cory Day, Kyle Larson, Tanner Thorson, and Aaron Reitzel. Those are the top 4, or those are the top 4 in points after those first 2 nights. And so they will automatically start 4th in their heat race later on. They don't have to qualify. That is one of the benefits of being good for 2 straight nights here. And, you know, I mentioned his name there, and you guys used to be teammates. One of the most iconic moments I can always remember is the Turkey Night Grand Prix from whatever year that was. Right, the 2015 Turkey Night. You and Tanner Thorson, great battle. But man, and it's 2 races, right? But he's leading the high limit points right now. He's come a long way. Now he's kind of an Oklahoma guy, right? I mean, a little bit.
He
lives there.
He is. I don't know if we're gonna claim him yet.
No, don't claim him. He lives there though.
Yeah, it's been Tanner. He's something else, man. It's been fun to see his progression. I don't know if most people know this or not know this, but he is really on his own sprint car package, and he's been dedicated to trying to run his own sprint car stuff for a while now. And whenever he hits it, man, he is super fast.
Good. Yeah, last night and the night before, the first 2 top 5s of his high limit career on a half-mile racetrack. And so Thorson's been really hitting on it. Another guy I mentioned there was Aaron Reitzel. I know you guys go back a long way. Of course, he's one of the guys a lot of people are tabbing to maybe be, you know, the next champion with high limit to challenge Rico Abreu. I don't want to put you on the spot here, but is he one of the guys you're looking at or rooting for here throughout the season?
Yeah, always. Aaron is another one of those guys that drives super, super hard. Not out here to make friends, that's for sure. He's out here to make money, win races. Aaron is a fierce competitor and is always going to be in the thick of things.
Looks like the lap times have dropped into the 18-second bracket, almost the 17s. As I say that, we do get a 17-second lap time by the quickest chicken, 17.538 for Chase Randall. Rico Abreu, a 17.696, sitting in second. Joel Myers Jr., third, a 17.849. And then it is back to Gage Polkerbeck, an 18.033. And Cory Day, fifth, an 18.224. As the yellow lights come on once again. And across the line there, Rico does go to the top of the board there on that last lap. A 17.357 is the time to beat as of right now. So getting closer and closer to where we want to see the lap times at. Curious if these drivers pull off the racetrack here or not. If they keep them out there, looks like they will be hanging a right off the track. And Christopher, will more than likely see those guys back on the track here in a few minutes to get another hot lap session, give them an equal chance in qualifying, don't you think?
I would say so. It can go either way, but normally Mike Hess does a good job of making sure that everybody gets to see the proper racetrack conditions before they go out to qualify.
Yeah, that is obviously very, very important. We saw yesterday all 3 of the first couple hot lap groups came out twice to make sure that they were able to get a track that was more similar to what they would see in qualifying. Hot lap session number 2 should be hitting the racetrack here momentarily, and we do see the top wings over the top of the turn number 2 wall making their way towards the speedway right now. And the first driver that will hit the racetrack had a really solid run here last night for a guy that doesn't see half miles all that often. Tanner Carrick ended up 16th in the feature. He is from Lincoln, California. It's the California Waterfowl, TC Guide Service, CVC Concrete, K1 Race Gear, number 83T. And just behind him on the back straightaway, a podium finisher here last night out of Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia. The American Rock and Rent, Tarleton & Son, Toyota Racing, Durst Incorporated, number 21. It's James McFadden. James McFadden in the 21. And from Quilcene, Washington, driving car number 6, that is J.J. Hickle. J.J. Hickle in the number 6. From Cobble Hill, British Columbia, Canada, driving the Saratoga Motorsports Park, Cal Creek, Malahat Auto Wrecking, Shark Racing Engines, number 21P, that is Robbie Price. Robbie Price in the 21P. And the winner here on Thursday night at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Dirt Track, and the winner of the NASCAR O'Reilly Series race earlier on today hits the racetrack from Elk Grove, California. The All By Your Alternative, HendrickCars.com, JVI Group, Finley Farms, Fulton Brothers Trucking, FloRacing. Number 57, Young Money, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson in the 57. Another driver hitting the speedway now down the back straightaway from Apollo, Pennsylvania. The Mositis Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mav Motorsports. Number 42, Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in the 42. And after that engine swap, he's back on the racetrack. Driver out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma. In the Casey Kane Racing with Mike Curb, Napa, Brumo's Collection, Ballard Products, Carver Corporation. Number 9, Dason Pursley. Dason Pursley in the number 9. And what appears to be the final car in this session makes its way into the third corner now from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, in the Warrior Buildings, McGrewBid.com, BAPS Paint, Livewire Customs, Fenton Marks Racing Development. Number 19, it is Brent Marks. Brent Marks in the 19. Those are the drivers in the second session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps here on night number 3 of the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. Cars getting up to speed now. We'll see if we can maybe break into that 16-second bracket. Once again, the quickest lap was by Rico Abreu in session number 1 at a 17.357. Couple of drivers into the top 5, including James McFadden. McFadden is up into 5th, and now he is surpassed by Cy Lynch at an 18.026. Tanner Carrick is in 7th at 18.218. McFadden was sneaky good here one night ago, sitting on the podium. He had quite a few victories last year in NARC King of the West action. Also had that big win at the Capitani Classic during Knoxville Nationals week, as Cy Lynch goes to P2 on the speed charts, 17.3, make that 5.35. And there goes McFadden out of second at a 17.403. Brent Marks on your screen there. Little bit of a rough night for the Myerstown Missile 24 hours ago. Ended up in the 19th position after having to transfer in through the B main. Kyle Larson on your screen comes across the line with the 7th best lap time so far tonight at a 17.722. As the yellow lights come on, these drivers will once again do the same thing that session number 1 did, and they will pack in the racing surface, and that should help speed up the track a little bit. Cy Lynch now at the top of the boards at a 17.252. Rico Abreu still in second. Tanner Carrick up to third at a 17.386. James McFadden fourth, 17.403. And then Chase Randall is sitting in the 5th position. Christopher, obviously you came from the dirt racing side of things, and now you made it big time, of course, in the NASCAR Cup Series. What is it like to see this evolve now? And we have 32 full-time sprint car drivers between the World of Outlaws and, of course, Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. Did you ever think there'd be a day where we'd see 32 full-time sprint car teams all over the country?
Man, I don't think so. It's just so fun to see, and sprint car racing is in such a good spot right now. The last, 5 years or so, it's really just boomed, and we've seen more and more money, the bigger purses getting elevated. It's been, it's a great time to be a sprint car driver, and it's just, it makes me happy.
Yeah, it is a great time to be a driver, that is for sure. We've seen a record number of earnings over the last 2 years, just keeps going up and up. For a lot of these guys at the top level of sport. As there's Tanner Carrick, who has been a busy guy the last 3 days. He ran double duty last night and Thursday between the wing sprint car, of course, and the USCS non-wing division, where he ended up on the podium here one night ago in that non-wing car. I believe Ryan Burnell, the winner of that one. As we get back underway, good shot there from turn 3 with the drone. Getting a look at this massive, just a small taste of this massive facility they have here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Of course, they've got the dirt track we're racing at tonight. They've got the drag strip. They've got the mile and a half. They've got the bull ring over there as well, where my father has won a couple of races, actually. Yeah, he was also the track record holder at the big track for a little while in a late model. As if you can believe, a late model was running the big track way back in the day. So been around this complex a lot when I was a kid, and it's cool to be here at the dirt track and calling some high-level racing action. As James McFadden is at the top of the speed charts now in the low 16s, a 16.135. Brent Marks right behind him in second at a 16.244. getting closer and closer to those lap times we're hoping to see. J.J. Hickle into the top 5. Car number 6 is 16.368. And the yellow lights blink back on. Brent Marks on his final time by is the first driver we see in the 15-second bracket, 15.978. James McFadden second, 16.135. Kyle Larson, 16.144. Cy Lynch fourth, a 16.219. And fifth, the 83T Tanner Carrick at 16.325 seconds. Christopher, is a driver out there right now with the track being, we say as slow as it is right now. Of course, we're about 2 seconds off. How much can you learn out there as a driver? Is there really much when the track's not exactly what we're going to see all night?
It's tough, and I think that's why it's so important for them to get another hot lap session whenever the track is up to pace. So you're not really learning much about your race car. What you are learning is your engine, making sure your engine runs, making sure that everything inside the car, your brakes, your steering, your throttle, everything feels normal there, but it's hard to get a read on your car and your balance.
Yeah, especially when the track is still maybe a little bit slippery in some spots for sure. As we roll into session number 3 of Hot Laps, on your screen now, the driver out of Higginsville, Missouri, the Casey's FVP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs, Dittsville Transfer, Wilkerson Crane Rental. Number 21B, it's Blackjack, Brian Brown. Brian Brown in the 21B. Also on the racetrack from Altoona, Iowa, the Country Builders Construction, Ochiko West, Tucker Trucking, Moss Brothers Powder Coating. Number 88W, they call him the big unit. It's Austin McCarl. Austin McCarl in the 88W. And the other number 88 on the racetrack, coming off of turn number 4 now from Minden, Nevada. It's the JST Motorsports Smith Titanium Factory Cane. Maximum Racing Oils, Mesquite Valley Transportation, number 88 of Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in the 88. And one of our Rookie of the Year contenders rolls down the front straightaway now. He is from Jacksonville, Oregon, driving the Jugo Superfoods, Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete, number 13. It is Tanner Holmes. Tanner Holmes in the 13. Also rolling down the front straightaway now from Aromas, California, behind the wheel, DimitriConstruction.com, Yuba Sutter Aviation, North County Plastering, Triple X Chassis number 2X. It is Justin Sanders. Justin Sanders in the 2X. And another Rookie of the Year contender rolling down the front straightaway now from Sand Springs, Oklahoma, Michael Dutcher Motorsports, Lifestyle Homes, Big Rig Repair of Indiana, Avanti Industries, Parallax Group, number 17 GP, it's Hank Davis. Hank Davis in the 17 GP. And the driver that made his Highland Racing debut here one night ago, the 16-year-old out of Sacramento, California, the CR Wood Motorsports, Lightfoot Automotive, Morgan Precision Roofing, Flying A Trailers, number 2A of Austin Wood. Austin Wood in the 2A as we are green on this session. Tanner Holmes goes straight to the top of the board with a 15.844, 15844. Brian Brown goes to second at 15.963. We've also got Tanner Thorson and Hank Davis inside of the top 5. Thorson's lap at 15.986 and Davis at a 16 to make that a 16.053. Tanner Holmes improves on lap 2. He's still quickest at 15.769. And we'll do it once again where we see these drivers pack around the track very slowly. But Tanner Holmes in car number 13 is currently the fastest here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps at 15.769 seconds. Tanner Thorson second, 15.924. Brian Brown third at 15.963. Fourth, Brent Marks at 15.978. Looks like these drivers are actually pulling off the racetrack. At least Justin Sanders is. He might have a problem actually, as that car is not under power as it heads off the track in turn 1. And fifth quick was Sanders at 16.008. Christopher, I want to hear your thoughts on one of our Rookie of the Year contenders here this year, Hank Davis, another fellow Oklahoma driver, of course, and boy, has he really done some incredible things in a very short amount of time. On the podium at this year's Chili Bowl, he's won a Chili Bowl prelim, he's been an ASCS Rookie of the Year, 3 4-10 wins last year in less than 30 career starts. This kid, I think, has a really high ceiling. I believe so, too, and it's been really fun to watch him climb the ranks. I remember competing against him in the Tulsa Shootout close to, 10, 15 years ago, and he impressed me with his lesser equipment that he was driving at the time, and he's always been one to just scratch and claw and ride hop from different car to different car, and every car he gets in, it seems like he overperforms, and now he's got an opportunity here on the big stage. And a down-to-earth guy, from what I know. I mean, just a super cool guy, talk to him about just about anything. I was sitting in on his media day with Interstate Batteries, Highland Racing the other day, and he's just just having so much fun out here and can't wait to see what he's able to accomplish here in 2026 as his fellow Rookie of the Year challenger, Tanner Holmes, is currently at the top of the speed charts as we once again turn this field loose. As remember, Justin Sanders pulled off of the racetrack, got that big wreck last night in the feature, and so maybe some lingering effects there for driver 2X. 15.265, I think we're right where we want to be at here before we get to qualifying for Tanner Holmes. Hank Davis now gets into second at a 15.458. Now Thorson goes to the top of the board at a 15.244. Holmes, Davis, McCarl fourth. And then back behind is Austin Wood. Looks like Brian Brown has jumped into the top three. And the yellow lights blink on. It looks like Tanner Thorson will remain at the top of the speed charts after that one. 15.244. Then Tanner Holmes, Austin McCarl, Brian Brown, and Hank Davis. One other driver I want to talk to you about here, Chris. I don't know if you know much about him, really, but Austin Wood is 16 years old. He made his half-mile debut here yesterday and his high-limit racing debut, and it was his second ever 410 start. What were you doing? Were you driving 410s at 16?
I was not driving 410s.
I mean, that's
16.
crazy, right?
That's for sure, yes. Those California kids, man, they start young out there.
They really do. At 16, you were probably still in the micros, right? You weren't in the midget
yet. I
yet.
made my first midget start at 16.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes.
All right, yeah, Austin Wood. We saw him at the Chili Bowl this year for Matt Wood Racing, and now he's going to be one to watch for out on the West Coast this year for sure. Got a win last week at Silver Dollar Speedway, Chico, California. As Group 1 drivers have returned onto the track, as they will get a quick, maybe 2 or 3 laps here to fill the car out. They'll get back in line, and they will get ready for their qualifying effort here later on. Cory Day back on the track in 14. Also, you see the 19. Speedway for the Race Routine Foundation event. Not sure if we'll see Schroeder there or not, as he is a full-time ASCS member for 2026. Chase Randall also making his way by. He is in car number 9R out of Waco, Texas. You've got the G5, Gage Polkerbeck back on track. And Rico Abreu in car number 24, along with the 9 of Dason Pursley. Another guy you've been very familiar with, Rico Abreu, of course, man. What can you say about what he's been able to do here the last 2 years? Of course, the high-limit champion last year, and now teams up with Tony Stewart Racing. I mean, that is a very formidable combo with Ricky Warner over there, don't you think?
Yeah, they've got a good thing going on right now, and it's been so fun to watch Rico over the course of the years. Back whenever we were teammates in the early 20-teens, he had a much different driving style than what he has today. And just listening to his interviews, he's really matured as a sprint car driver and understands what it takes to get through the grind of a full season, racing for points. And now he finds himself at the top of the sport.
Of course, he went the NASCAR route there for a year or two, and it didn't work out. But I think it's a huge thing for sprint car racing.
It's a win for dirt track racing.
It really is. It really is a win for dirt track racing to have Rico out here. He is so good with the fans, of course, and everybody seems to love him. There is Dason Pursley making his way around the track. He actually just went to the top of the speed charts at 15.215 in that Napa number 9. There is the checkered flag. And that'll be it for the drivers that were in session number 1. They'll make final adjustments before they get ready for the most 2 important laps of the night, that being Capital Custom Trailer qualifying.
It's going to be fun to watch qualifying as it progresses. You're already starting to see the track dry out a little bit over there in turns 3 and 4, and even the back straightaway a little bit.
Yeah, they've had the track in a really good spot the last, it's hard, right? I mean, they don't run here that much. I think we ran here last year, and they may have had 1, maybe 2 other races here over the course of 2025. We come back here now, and they've had the track in really good shape, which is hard to do, right? When you don't run a place that much, there's not that many notes. You don't know exactly what to do as far as watering goes, but so far it's been pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been impressive to watch the track mature over the course of the weekend, and they've done a great job on back-to-back nights between Thursday and Friday, and it looks like we're setting up for another good one tonight on Saturday. And
it takes a lot of work to make that happen. You don't just show up on the day of the race to make it happen. You're here for a couple of days, maybe a week or so in advance to get everything prepared. As we move on to our next practice session, rolling into turn number 3 now from Fresno, California. That's the Chili's, Spire Motorsports, Carmen Trucking, Ziegler Auto Group, Gainbridge, number 77. That is Giovanni Scelzi. Giovanni Scelzi in the 77. And last night's second place finisher in the feature event out of Clute, Texas, in the Fulkins Brothers Trucking, Power Plus, Bryant Paver Motorsports, STC, Monty Farms, number 87. That's Aaron Reitzel. Aaron Reitzel in the 87. From Sikeston, Missouri, the MPE, Inland Rigging, Shurcan, Beelman Motorsports, King Racing Products, number 73, that's 100%, Hunter Schurenberg. Hunter Schurenberg in the 73. From Northport, Florida, the Global Link, Moxie Sports Advisors, GSR Racing, CSI Shocks, Impact Signs, Awnings and Wraps, number 24D, the Florida Man, Danny Sams III. Danny Sams in the 24D. And from Hanford, California, the Netto Ag, Penny Newman Grain, Vanderpool Petroleum, Mechanics Choice Oil, number 88N, it is DJ Netto. DJ Netto in the 88N. From St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, the Maxim Trucking, TK Concrete, Logan Contractor Supply, Rexco Equipment, Zip Bonds, number 55, the Madman, Kerry Madsen. Kerry Madsen in the 55. And from Charlotte, North Carolina, the Monster Energy, Oakley, PristineAuction.com, number 84, it's Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs in the 84. Those are the drivers in what I believe is the 5th session of practice here tonight. As we get underway, we'll see what kind of lap times these drivers are able to lay down. Nobody into the top 10 quite yet. As I say that, Danny Sams goes to 10th on the board at a 15.635. Kerry Madsen goes 6th quick, 15.368. Aaron Reitzel up to 8th, a 15.399. So the track, interestingly, maybe slowing down, it actually looks like here.
We're losing 3 and 4 a little bit here.
Yeah, which is obviously good. You want to see that as the night goes on and maybe get the heat races 2 lanes. But that is going to do it right there for that session. Fastest driver in that session was Kerry Madsen. And he was ending up in the 6th position at a 15.313. Aaron Reitzel 8th quick in that group. Giovanni Scelzi 9th. And Hunter Schurenberg in 10th. You know, Chris, when we were kids, man, I feel like Kerry Madsen was just such a staple, right? With the World of Outlaws, and he won that King's Royal, of course.
He still is.
He still is, right? He's still going. He's still going strong. He's a high-limit full-timer. That's just such a good get, I feel like. Maybe an underrated get for the series to have a guy like that running out here full-time.
Absolutely. And I'll be honest, that's one of the things that I've always loved about sprint car racing is that you have the most diverse crop of drivers across probably any forms of motorsports that you have. You have Kerry Madsen and all these guys that are, you know, much older, have a ton of experience, and then you have 16, 17-year-old kids who are coming in, and each of them have their own strengths and weaknesses. The young kids are always hungry, they drive hard, they risk it all the time, and then you have the veterans who have been there, done that. They understand, you know, what it's like to crash, and they're racing with their, you know, their brains, and they run a lot smarter.
And some of those young guys haven't crashed quite yet, right? So
that's right.
They still have a couple crashes to go before they start to get that other mentality, right? As we continue on with I believe our final group of practice here, as Brenham Crouch rolls down the front straightaway from Lubbock, Texas, behind the wheel of the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Cretan Landis, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, RB Ranch, number 5. And behind him from Fort Collins, Colorado, the BG Automotive, Simpson Race Products, BR Motorsports, Schaefer's Oil, 16G, that is Austin Gossel. Austin Gossel in the 16G. From Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the all-about-your alternative, Joel Pigeon Trucking, Hample Oil, CP Excavating, Raw Machinery. Number 10, it's Ryan Timms. Ryan Timms in the number 10. From Templeton, California, the shopcaleb.com, David Cry Engineering, Woodland Auto Display, the Pit Room. Number 3, that is Caleb Montgomery. Caleb Montgomery in the number 3. Rolling down the front stretch now, the drivers from Tempe, Arizona, the SCR Machine, Johnson Built Concrete, number 34, Sterling Kling. Sterling Kling in the 34. Out of Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers, Brand Professional Agriculture, Cambridge, number 7 BC, it's Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney, the 7 BC. And the final driver in this session from Monrovia, Indiana, the Skagit Speedway, Race Redeem Foundation, Hager Realty, Stancraft Jet Center, Angel of the Winds Casino, number 26, Justin Peck. Justin Peck in the 26 as we are underway once again. Should be the final group of Dirt Draft Hot Laps here tonight. And then we'll get right into Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. See what kind of lap times we'll get here in this final group. Fastest so far is Brenham Crouch. He is in the 10th position at 15.450. Now Ryan Timms goes right to the top, 15.105. Just when we thought the track may be slowing down, the Liebig Motorsports 10 goes right to the top, and nobody else is even in the top 10 right now in this group. So they might have found something here for Shane Liebig's operation after last night being crashed out during the heat race. And so Timms is going to finish up Dirt Draft Hot Laps with a 15.105, fastest driver over Rico Abreu, Dason Pursley, Tanner Thorson, Tanner Holmes, Austin McCarl, Kerry Madsen, Brian Brown, Aaron Reitzel, and Giovanni Salzi. And I got to ask you about another Oklahoma guy, right? Ryan Timms just went to the top of the board. Knoxville Nationals winner at whatever, 18 years old. What can you say about him, man? It's been incredible to watch him the last 2 or 3 years here.
Absolutely. He's really come into his own this last couple of years, and it's been fun watching Ryan, especially on the half miles.
Yeah.
I mean, he has turned into a half-mile master, and even watching him there in that hot lap session, I watched him. He ran a excellent line down through turns 3 and 4. It appears that there's still a little bit of grease down right by the tires, but he was able to split the middle and go in between the grease and the slick spot, and it stuck really nice, and he was able to go to the top of the charts.
Now here's a question for you. Now when you say it looks like there might be some grease down there, are you watching the car to find that out? Or?
It's hard to see from this angle, but watching the other competitors, I saw Tyler Courtney and a couple other guys try and get below the slick spot, and then they lost the left side of the car. It got really, they just spun the tires, they got really sideways, and they hit grease.
Well, that's a good explanation for some of the fans that may be new here to dirt track racing. Next up is Capital Custom Trailer Qualifying. They are the premier dealer for Renegade, Show Hauler, Newmar, and Intech trailers. See for yourself why more racers go to Capital for all their transport needs. If you are in the market for a motorhome, motor coach, or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport. Check out their complete lineup at www.capitalrenegade.com. We'll have 2 cars on the track at the same time. They will go 2 laps around the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The best lap time will set them up for their heat race later on in the program. First 2 cars hitting the racetrack now. Up first from East Grand Forks, Minnesota, the Proceed JW Repair, Ekman Dental Arts, Phil Thompson and Associates number G5. It is Gage Polkerbeck. And behind him from Bozeman, Montana, in the Rockin' R Restaurant, Sherville Suspension, ART Enterprises, Don Valenzuela's Auto Body, number 3C, Cole Schroeder. Schroeder and Polkerbeck out there. Lap 1 for Gage is a 15.705, 15.705. Cole Schroeder, his opening lap is going to be a 16.388, 16.388. Polkerbeck tries to run the bottom off of turn number 4. Does he improve? He does, a 15.687, 15.687. A different line for Schroeder. On the top of turns 3 and 4, he will also improve to a 16.005, 16.005. Here come your next 2 qualifiers hitting the racing surface now. Out of Waco, Texas, the Bush's Chicken, 2 Worlds Equestrian, Kaiser Wheels, Outlaw Wings, Smith Titanium, number 9R, the Quickest Chicken, Chase Randall. And joining him from Santa Rosa, California, the Graham Rahal Performance, Dirt Dudes Excavating, All About Fire Protection, Brad Alexander Suspension, number 19H, Joel Myers Jr. Joel Myers and Chase Randall out on the track. Lap 1 for the Chicken is going to be to the top, 15.617, 15.617. Joel Myers Jr., his opening lap is going to be 3rd quick, a 15.691, 15.691. Randall through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Lap number 2, he will slow down to a 15.719. First lap better, 15.617. And for Joel Myers on lap number 2, he is going to slow down as well to a 15.835. First lap faster, 15.691. Next to qualify, it's the defending series champion from St. Helena, California, the Tony Stewart Kerr Union Racing, CarQuest, Sugar Bee Apple, ArcZone.com, Pacific Boring, number 24, Rico Abreu, and from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Casey Kane Racer, Mike Curb, Napa, Brumos Collection, Ballard Products, Carver Corporation, number 9 of Dason Pursley. Rico's opening lap time is going to go to the top, 15.213, 15.213. Dason Persley trying to keep that car lower on the track in 3 and 4. His opening lap time is going to be second quick, 15.287. Lap number 2 for Rico. He will slow down, 15.545. First lap better, 15.213. Persley ran a little bit of a lower line down there in 3 and 4. He'll try it again. Can he improve on lap number 2? No. 15.342. First lap better, 15.287.
Pretty interesting watching Rico qualify there. He actually shortened up turns 1 and 2 and then ran really high in 3 and 4.
Well, we'll see if anybody else sees that. Watch it back on Flo in their cars in the staging lane as we continue on. Next drivers from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia. The American Rock and Ren, Tarleton and Son, Toyota Racing, Durst Incorporated. Number 21, James McFadden. And the driver joining him on the racetrack is from Apollo, Pennsylvania. The Mositis Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, MAV Motorsports. Number 42, Cy Lynch. Lap 1 for McFadden. He'll go third quick, a 15.356. 15.356. Cy Lynch really down low in turns 3 and 4. His first lap is going to be fourth quick, a 15.442. 15.442. McFadden, can he improve on lap number 2? No. 15.433. First lap just a tick better, 15.356. Lynch got off of turn 4 really well that time. Lap number 2 will slow down, 15.461. He'll stand on lap 1 at 15.442. That is 8 drivers into Flight A of qualifying, 16 in Flight A and 15 in Flight B. Next driver up to qualify calls Quilcene, Washington home. He drives car number 6. It is J.J. Hickel. J.J. Hickel in the 6. He's joined on track by Tanner Carrick out of Lincoln, California. Driving the TC Guide Service, California Waterfowl, CVC Concrete, K1 Race Gear, number 83T. J.J. Hickel coming by to complete his first lap, and it's going to be fifth quick, a 15.508. 15.508 for the co-host of the Drivers Project podcast, of course. Lap number 1 for Tanner Carrick is going to be sixth quick, a 15.605. 15.605. J.J. Hickel's second lap time is going to slow down to a 15.640. Lap 1 is the better of the two, 15.508. And Carrick coming off of turn number 4 to complete his lap. It's going to slow down to a 15.776. Lap 1 better by about a tenth and a half there at 15.605. Two more cars getting up to speed now on their qualifying runs out of Myerstown, Pennsylvania. It's the Warrior Buildings, McGrewbid.com, Babs Paint, Livewire Customs, Fit and Marks Racing Development, number 19 of Brent Marks. And qualifying with him from Cobble Hill, British Columbia, Canada, the Saratoga Motorsports Park, Cal Creek, Malahat Auto Wrecking, Shark Racing Engines, number 21P, Robbie Price. Brent Marks, lap number 1, he'll go second quick, a 15.263. 15.263 on Marks' opening lap. Robbie Price, lap 1 is 11th. It's a 15.776. 15.776. Marks just needs a little bit more to go to the top, and he will not find it. 15.322. That first lap is the better. 15.263. Robbie Price trying to find some more speed. He will find it up into the top 10. 9th quick for the 21P at 15.643. We have 4 drivers left in Flight A of Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Up next is Justin Sanders, who had problems earlier on. Looks like they've got them fixed up for now. From Aromas, California, and the MitryConstruction.com, Yuba Sutter Aviation, North County Plastering, XXX Chassis number 2X. And also out there with him out of Higginsville, Missouri, the Casey's FVP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Science, Ditsville Transfer, Wilkerson Crane Rental, 21B of Brian Brown. Justin Sanders on lap 1. That car does not sound right down the front stretch. 15.921. 15.921. Brian Brown's first lap is going to be 12th quick, a 15.905, and Sanders pulls in immediately. So Justin Sanders right to the infield after that car did not sound up to snuff on his first lap. Brian Brown last night finished up in the 24th position in the feature. He's going to slow down on lap 2 at 16.401. Lap number 1 is the one he will take, 15.905. 2 more cars to go in Flight A. And it just so happens that these are the 2 Rookie of the Year contenders with Interstate Batteries Highlander Racing this year. Up first, from Jacksonville, Oregon, it's the Jugo Superfoods, Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Driven by Design, Juliana Concrete, number 13 of Tanner Holmes. And from Sand Springs, Oklahoma, the Michael Dutcher Motorsports, Lifestyle Homes, Big Rig Repair of Indiana, Avanti Industries, Parallax Group, 17 GP, Hank Davis. Lap 1 for Holmes, 4th quick, 15.325, 14.325. Hank Davis, lap number 1 for him is going to be 13th quick, a 15.783, 15.783. Tanner Holmes off of turn number 4. He will slow down by about a tenth, a 15.423. He will stand on lap 1, 15.325. Hank Davis looking for an improvement. He will not get it, just a little bit slower. Make that 15.788. The first lap was a 15.783, so 5 1/1000ths different there. And that one is Rico Abreu will be the fastest driver in Flight A of qualifying. Flight B is already rolling. First 2 drivers in Flight B from Altoona, Iowa, the Country Builders Construction, Ochco West, Tucker Trucking, Moss Brothers Powder Coating, 88W, the big unit Austin McCarl, and from Sacramento, California, the CR Wood Motorsports, Lightfoot Automotive, Morgan Precision Roofing, Flying A Trailers, 2A Austin Wood. Austin McCarl, lap number 1 is a 15.374, 15.374. Austin Wood, his first lap time is going to be a 15.759. 15.759. McCarl with a top 10 in the feature here last night. His second lap is going to slow down to a 15.538. He will take lap 1, 15.374. And for the 16-year-old Austin Wood, not going to improve on lap 2, 15.852. He will stick to lap 1, 15.759. From Northport, Florida, here is the Global Link, Moxie Sports Advisors, GSR Racing, CSI Shocks, Impact Signs, Awnings, and Wraps. Number 24D, the Florida man, Danny Sams III. And from Charlotte, North Carolina, the Monster Energy, Oakley, PristineAuction.com. Number 84, Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs in the 84, Danny Sams in the 24D. Danny Sams on lap 1. He will go to second quick, a 15.641, 15.641. Ty Gibbs on his opening lap will be third. It's a 15.754, 15.754. Sam's trying to keep that car pinned down low off of turn 4. It's not going to work out. A 15.945, 15.945. And for Ty Gibbs on lap number 2, he will also slow down, a 15.837. Looks like lap 1 is going to be everybody's best time so far. Not many guys improving on the second time by the line so far. Up next, from Fresno, California, it's the Chili's, Spire Motorsports, Carmen Trucking, Ziegler Auto Group, Gainbridge, number 77, Hot Sauce, Giovanni Scelzi. And on the track with him from Sikeston, Missouri, in the MPE, Inland Rigging, Shurcan, Beelman Motorsports, King Racing Products, number 73, 100%, Hunter Schurenberg. Hunter Schurenberg in the 73, Giovanni Scelzi in the 77. Scelzi's first lap time is going to be third quick. It's a 15.686, 15.686. Schurenberg on lap 1 is 6th quick, a 15.911, 15.911. Scelzi coming across the line on lap 2. He goes to second quick, 15.558, 15.558. And for Schurenberg on lap number 2, he will improve as well. So just as I said, everybody's running their best lap on lap 1. The next 2 guys, of course, go better on lap 2, making me look like I don't know what I'm talking about. But so far, it's McCarl, Scelzi, Sams, Gibbs, Wood, and Schurenberg. The first 6 cars as Sanders gets pushed out of the infield and back to the trailer. The Gremlins continue on that Demo Mitri number 2X car. And so, unfortunately, Justin Sanders' night has gone from bad to worse. Car did not sound like it was running at all during his qualifying run. Only got 1 lap, pulled it in, and now back to the pit area. Here come your next 2 qualifiers. First up is DJ Netto. He is from Hanford, California. Behind the wheel of the Netto Ag, Pinium and Grain, Vanderpool Petroleum, Mechanics Choice Oil, number 88N. And joining him on the racetrack from St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, the Maxim Trucking, TK Concrete, Logan Contractor Supply, Rexco Equipment, Zip Bonds, number 55, it's Kerry Madsen. DJ Netto on lap 1 will be 7th quick to 16.188, 16.188. Kerry Madsen, lap number 1 for him is going to be third quick, 15.587. 15.587. Neto way too sideways off of turn number 4. Lap number 2 is going to slow down to a 16.300, 16.300. And for Kerry on lap number 2, not as good, 15.643. Lap 1 is the one he will keep, 15.587. 8 cars into Flight B with 7 remaining. The driver that was fastest overall in hot laps earlier tonight is up next. He is from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The all-by-year alternative, Joe Pigeon Trucking, Hampel Oil, CP Excavating, Raw Machinery. Number 10 of Ryan Timms. And qualifying with him from Lubbock, Texas, the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Crete and Landis, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, RB Ranch. Number 5, Brenham Crouch. Ryan Timms on lap 1 is 5th quick, a 15.753, 15.753. Brenham Crouch in car number 5 is 8th quick, a 15.880, 15.880. And Ryan Timms, can he improve on lap number 2? The answer is yes, but stays 5th quick, a 15.704, 15.704. And for Brenham Crouch on lap number 2, he will improve as well, 15.775, but he will stay in the 8th position of 10 cars that have qualified in Flight B. Your next qualifier is from Monrovia, Indiana. Driving the Skagit Speedway, Race Redeem Foundation, Hager Realty, Stancraft Jet Center, Angel of the Winds Casino. Number 26, it's Justin Peck. And from Fort Collins, Colorado, the BG Automotive Simpson, BR Motorsports, Schaefer's Oil, 16G Austin Gossel. Austin Gossel and Justin Peck. Peck's first lap is going to be 9th. It's a 15.801, 15.801 as he is hopping through turn number 2. Austin Gossel's first lap is 12th quick, a 16.421, 16.421. And for Peck, needing an improvement, he will not get it. 15.806. The first lap was better by 5/1000ths of a second. And here comes Austin Gossel to complete his lap time, and he will improve. It's a 16.382, but stays in the 12th position, 16.382, with 3 more drivers left to time in. From Indianapolis, Indiana, here is the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, LA's Custom Trailers and Cards, Brand Professional Agriculture, Cambridge. Number 7 BC, this is Sunshine Tyler Courtney. And from Tempe, Arizona, the SCR Machine, Johnsonville Concrete, number 34, Sterling Kling. Sterling Kling, 34, and Tyler Courtney in the 7 BC. Courtney trying to find the grip down off of turn number 4. He'll be 10th quick on lap 1, a 15.857. And for Sterling Kling, 12th quick for him, a 16.071, 16.071. Tyler Courtney, a solid run here one night ago. Ended up 4th, make that 5th in the feature. He's 6th quick on lap number 2 at a 15.708, 15.708. And for Kling, not quite as good, 16.221. The first lap is the one he is going to take, a 16.071. One more car to qualify. And your final qualifier is from Templeton, California. He's in the shop, Caleb.com. David Cry Engineering, Woodland Auto Display, the pit room. Number 3, this is Caleb Montgomery. Caleb Montgomery in the number 3. Montgomery was 23rd on Thursday night, did not qualify for the feature one night ago. Trying to stick the grip off of turn 4. Lap 1 for Montgomery will be 12th quick, a 15.963, 15.963. Caleb's best ever Highlander Racing finish came last year at the Placerville Speedway, where he finished 2nd in the feature event after leading a majority of the main event. Lap number 2 for Montgomery, better up to 11th quick, a 15.850, 15.850. And so that will do it for Flight B of qualifying. Austin McCarl, the fastest in Flight B, but the fastest driver overall tonight in qualifying in car number 24, the defending series champion, Rico Abreu. Abreu's lap time, 15.213. Sets him at the top. Christopher, what did you like about Rico's lap? He looked pretty stuck all the way around, don't you think?
He did, and he did really good running above the slick spot in turns 3 and 4. It was really interesting watching most people start to shorten up turns 1 and 2, and then it seemed like they tried to get lower and lower in 3 and 4, and that bottom of the racetrack isn't quite run in yet.
Yeah, it seems like there's a fine line. If you got too far,
Very fine line.
You get too far down there, you're going to get sideways. You get too far up, you're going to be in the slick spot. And Rico was able to make it happen there as the fastest qualifier overall tonight in Capital Custom Trailer Qualifying. Those drivers will make their way back to the pit area and prepare the cars for heat race action, which will be coming up here a little bit later on in the program. Next on the program will be opening ceremonies. Right now, also, the drivers be heading back to their T-shirt trailers for Fan Fest. If you'd like to meet your favorite driver and they've got a T-shirt trailer here, you go back behind the grandstands right now. Well, I guess they're going back to their trailers now. Then they're going to get out of their car. They're going to come over here. They're going to do Fan Fest, meet you fans, take pictures, sign autographs, sell merchandise, all that good stuff. The Fan Fest will be happening in about 5 minutes behind the main grandstands here on the front straightaway. Back at the T-shirt trailers. We'll be back with more here on FloRacing.
Hi! What are you doing? Revving up this road trip.
Did someone say road trip?
I'm Mr. Dependable, and like Interstate Batteries, I'm outrageously dependable.
Players and coaches. We are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealer and the #1 Intech and Bravo Sprint Car Trailer dealer. No one sells more Toterhomes and Sprint Car Trailers than we do. Check out our complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport.
Go harder, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. rodendsupply.com, serving the racing community for over 30 years.
Please hold. This will only take 24.67 seconds. In this arena, there's no margin for error. Every component has one job. Perform when it counts. Precision, strength, consistency, maximum performance development.
Allgaier Performance is your one-stop shop for all your parts, tires, shocks, and fabrication needs. From drag strips to your local dirt track and asphalt tracks, Allgaier Performance can get what you need on track and into victory lane. Allgaier Performance is now the Midwest dealer for Longhorn chassis, complete with cars and genuine Longhorn parts and components. Stop by our locations in Springfield, Illinois, or Brownsburg, Indiana, or visit online at allgaierperformance.com.
Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track, it's the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash with Interstate Batteries. High Limit Racing, we're minutes away from opening ceremonies. Before we get to opening ceremonies, we mentioned Interstate Batteries. We've got Larry Lawson up here, one of the very important members of Interstate Batteries. Larry, what is it like to be here at the dirt track, and what's it like to be a part of High Limit Racing? It is a huge partnership that Interstate Batteries is doing here, and we're so happy to have you guys, but what do you think so far?
Well, we're super excited. We have been here since Thursday. Actually came in Wednesday. Kind of watch.
It's Vegas, you got it, right?
It's Vegas,
yeah.
Absolutely. So 3 full nights. We have customers from our distributor base here that are enjoying the races, which obviously started out unbelievably Thursday night with Kyle Larson.
Very good race, yes.
So we have about 30 to 40 customers in the area that have been with us each night. We have a good group over there in Turn 4 right now, if they can hear me. And a few of our folks are going to do a pace truck ride. Nice. Another great thing that we've got included in our partnership. But we're just thrilled to be, High Limits, in my opinion, is just the up-and-coming series, in dirt track. Got our feet wet a few years ago with McKenna Hassey.
Yep.
And then this guy to my right here raced a little bit with us last year, and we got the bug.
That was what I was going to ask, because it kind of came on very slow, and then bam, all at once, all the way in. So what did you guys see that you're like, man, we've got to be a part of this?
Well, most of our distributorship, when we did the research, 85% of our distributors are within a 75-mile radius of all these tracks. And obviously, we have a long-standing relationship with NASCAR.
Right.
35 years this year with Joe Gibbs Racing, and we're very honored to be a part of that group. Christopher and all the team over there. And we take our national accounts to those races, and that's been awesome, and we continue to do that. But we really wanted to look for something that could help our distributors, more on a local level, kind of the grassroots, as we call it, racing here. And this was just the perfect fit. When they came and talked to me in the fall, it was, I wouldn't hate to say a no-brainer, but it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I mean, our leadership, Norm Miller, Lane Hancock, Ben Facer, and the guys, we talked about it, and it just made sense. It's just a perfect fit.
Well, we love it so far. Christopher, you're not much of an interview guy, but you got any questions here for Larry with this whole partnership going on?
Be easy.
I'll be honest, I don't know that I've ever been on this side of the interview. But, Larry, what race, out of all the races on the schedule, what race are you most looking forward to? I think I know the answer to this one, though.
Well, we were blessed to be there the last couple of years, and that's Eldora. So, they say
it's not where I thought you were going with that one.
You weren't?
I thought you were going to Texas Motor Speedway.
Well, Texas is home, but Eldora has the history.
It does indeed.
It's kind of like the Daytona 500. You've got the big Super Bowl of dirt tracking. And so we just really fell in love with Eldora when we were there a couple of years ago. We do love our home track, Texas Motor Speedway. I'll have to give them a shout out. But, it is what it is. Eldora is just a fan favorite. Our leadership loves going there. So anyway.
Well, Larry, it's great talking to you, man, and we're so happy to have Interstate Batteries with Highland Racing this year, and hopefully for more years to come. Thanks for jumping up here and talking to us for a minute, and hopefully you and the rest of those folks over there in that little area outside of Turn 4 have some more fun this weekend. And once again, thanks for joining High Limit.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Good to see you guys.
That's Larry Lawson with Interstate Batteries. He is going to be a big part, and the Interstate Batteries, of course, is going to be a big part of High Limit Racing for many years to come. Let's go down to the infield now. It's opening ceremonies time with Tony Laporta.
Thanks very much, Chase. We are down here getting ready to kick off night number 3 of the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash, the opening weekend of High Limit Racing with Interstate Batteries. Super great to have them come on board. Such an iconic brand in the world of motorsports. Interstate Batteries, High Limit, just rolls off the tongue. We are down here getting ready to kick things off. I'm joined by Tim Woodward, Chief Executive Officer at Eclipse Claims Consulting. Tim, first of all, it's great to have you guys on board as the official broadcast partner with FloRacing and Interstate Batteries High Limit. Eclipse Claims, what do you guys do? What are you all about?
So we are a public insurance adjusting company that represents the policy holders, not the insurance companies, and any property and casualty claim, insurance claim you have, any disasters, hail, wind, storm, and we protect the policy holders' rights and not the insurance companies.
Okay, that sounds awesome and pretty intricate. You've been involved in dirt racing for quite a while. I've been going to the Chili Bowl now for quite a few years. It seems like we always see your guys' brand on a race car or a few race cars out there. Why dirt racing? Why Flow? And why Interstate Batteries High Limit?
I just felt it was a perfect chance for me to get through this. I used to race sprint cars back in the 80s and 90s in California and in Texas, and had an unfortunate wreck in 1993. Had to get out of the racing, and then just found my way into the Chili Bowl. Had Ryan Ellis join us for one race, and now I am sponsoring his car for the last 5 years. I'm proud to be a sponsor with him and Tableau TV as well. Didn't have a good race today. It was an unfortunate finish, but we're happy to be here. Flow is a great brand. I love the Chili Bowl, and I love your broadcast, and I'm just very proud to be a part of that and with Interstate.
Well, we're grateful to have your Eclipse Claims Consulting coming on as the official broadcast partner for FloRacing here in 2026 with all Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing events, and we know that relationship's going to continue to grow. Finally, where can people go to learn more about what Eclipse Claims Consulting can do?
You can go to eclipseclaims.com or 888-48-ECLIPSE. And then we are licensed in 20 states, and we are here to make sure that we protect the policyholders' interests and any insurance claims you have, and to make sure that you're fully indemnified for any of your losses.
Tim, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for what you do supporting dirt track racing, whether it's the big 410 sprint cars, whether it's Chili Bowl. Thanks for being a competitor, and thanks for supporting High Limit here.
Hey, thank you very much. I look forward to a great season.
Again, big thanks. How about a big round of applause for Eclipse Claims Consulting coming on board as the official broadcast partner for FloRacing with Interstate Batteries High Limit here in 2026. Great to talk to Tim. We're glad he's here. Folks, at this time, we're going to kick off opening ceremonies for our finale night here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Dirt Track. So, if you are able, we ask that you please rise as we welcome from Racers for Christ to lead us in tonight's invocation, Miss Lori Cutter.
Father God, we pause inviting your holy presence here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway Dirt Track, and we extend that blessing to the fans and drivers at our neighboring NASCAR track this weekend. And tonight we ask you to be in the presence of Kennedale Speedway as well. Thank you again for the new season of High Limit Racing and for the partnerships of Interstate Batteries and Sugar Bee Apples and every partner, large and small, who make nights like this possible. Help us never take for granted the freedom to gather here or streaming on Flow, watching these talented drivers battle wheel to wheel. Thank you for the safety you provided the past 2 nights, for the full field of cars here again to entertain our fans. With courage, determination, and passion for speed, let these drivers go about their craft tonight while you cover them, Lord, with your divine protection lap by lap. And as we leave tonight, we ask you to continue wisdom and protection to our armed forces who sacrifice so much to defend the very core of human life, our freedom. The freedom to live as people you created us to be, people of passion, purpose, and pursuit of heavenly things. Send your angels with our staff, every team and member traveling home and to the next race. We give us all safe journeys. We ask these things in your name, Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Lori. Fans, we ask that you please remain standing as we honor America with the live performance of tonight's national anthem. Here to perform tonight's national anthem, would you please welcome Las Vegas vocalist, Miss Erin Horn.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
How about it one more time for Erin Horn? All right, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, talk to me. Are you ready to go sprint car racing? Well, with that, it's time to kick off the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash finale here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's time for a Saturday night showdown, and it's time to get all charged up and go all in with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing.
Your winner tonight, Aaron Reitzel.
here off of turn number 4. Brett Marks takes the top spot. Here is Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in number 5. Here comes Sunshine through the middle. He takes the lead down the back straightaway. Tyler Cory now to the race lead. Thorson gets a little bit too sideways. Pulls up next to Sweet. They're looking for a new race leader in turn number 3. Tanner Thorson around the bottom. Might now have a turn for a new leader at the line. Drag race to the line. Averill will get him at the line. Heat race action about to commence here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track. It's the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash with Interstate Batteries Highland Racing. Let's take a look at the lineup of heat race number 1 as they are about to be pushed onto the racing surface. On the pole in this one, tonight's fast time qualifier from St. Helena, California, the Tony Stewart Curb-Agajanian Racing, CarQuest, Sugar Bee Apple, ArcZone.com, Pacific Boring, number 24. It's Rico Abreu. And his outside from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, driving the Casey Kane Racer, Mike Curb, Napa, Brumo's Collection, Ballard Products, Carver Corporation, number 9, Dason Pursley. Starting from 3rd out of Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, the American Rock and Rent, Tarleton & Son, Toyota Racing, Thorson Incorporated, number 21, James McFadden. And his outside, the winner of last night's feature out of Clovis, California, it's the Trex Decking, Weyerhaeuser, Autry Plumbing, Four Seas Construction, Myers Constructors, number 14 of Cory Day. Starting from 5th out of Quilcene, Washington, it's the number 6 of J.J. Hickle, and his outside out of Waco, Texas, the Bush's Chicken, Two Worlds Equestrian, Kaiser Wheels, Outlaw Wings, Smith Titanium, number 9 R, Chase Randall. Starting 7th from East Grand Forks, Minnesota, the Proceed, JW Repair, Ekman Dental Arts, Phil Thompson and Associates, number G5, Gage Polkerbeck, and his outside in the 8th position out of Sand Springs, Oklahoma, the Michael Dutcher Motorsports, Lifestyle Homes, Big Rig Repair of Indiana, Avanti Industries, Parallax Group, number 17 GP, that is Hank Davis. And the final starter is going to be Justin Sanders from Aromas, California. TheMitryConstruction.com, Yuba Sutter Aviation, North County Plastering, Triple X Chassis, number 2X. Looks like no cars yet on the Speedway there, but Christopher, looking at the lineup here, of course, we got Rico on the pole, Dason to the outside. What do you think, this format is very interesting with high limit. The 4th place guy, of course, gets put back to that 2nd row, but then it really emphasizes having to win
Gotta win that start, man.
Right, yeah.
Gotta win that start, find that clean air. That is key to winning these heat races.
It really is, and you're going to have 2 really aggressive guys up there on the front row with Rico and Pursley, of course, and McFadden back there in the 2nd row. And I don't know if you were able to catch the heat races last night, Christopher, but the track was so good. We saw Justin Peck through a 2-for-1 slider in 3 and 4, a lot of really good action, so hopefully we can see similar stuff like that here when we get into these heat races. Tony Laporta, I don't know if you've got your ears on down there or not, but we'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, Christopher was curious, we're talking off the mic. How's the wind out there? It looks like it may have died down a little bit, maybe?
You guys, Christopher Bell should be a part of a broadcast team year-round because he takes the question right out of my mouth. I wanted to bring that up to him. The wind, it's certainly nowhere near as strong as it was a year ago, right? And Christopher, I know you remember that. And everybody remembers that. Good shot there of the flag blowing in the breeze. Danny Sams made an interesting comment to me. He thought the wind affected him a lot in qualifying. As he came off turn number 2, he said he felt like he got a gust up against that left side board and it pushed him nearly into the wall on corner exit. But it's the nature of gust. It's not a constant sustained wind. So sometimes you can catch it in a good spot and help you be all turny, as you said earlier, Christopher. And then sometimes it can really hurt you, maybe on corner exit when you begin to make your way down the back straightaway. So the wind is just kind of on and off, up and down, right? So where I wanted to go with that was, Christopher Bell, what's it like when you've got one of these barn doors strapped to the top of your race car with those big side panels and you catch a gust up against it? What does that feel like in the moment? Because I bet it's just not super calming.
It is not calming at all. And honestly, with it being gusty is about worst case scenario. But I mentioned it at the start of the show there before Hot Laps. And honestly, watching qualifying, the cars looked pretty stable, and I was always looking for people to get out of position by the wind, and everybody looked like they handled it well. I can totally believe what Danny was saying about turn 2. Whenever I was here last year and we were attempting to race in the wind, it was the exact same thing, from the front stretch to the back stretch, and really pushing you out towards that wall down the back straightaway, and it made turn 3 entry extremely difficult. And even executing the back straightaway, it was just always constantly wanting to push you into the wall. So these race cars, these wing sprint cars, are the most aero-sensitive cars that I have ever driven, and I would be willing to bet that they are some of the most aero-sensitive cars in the world.
Well, and something else you brought up earlier is cars began to present at the Speedway for TJ Forged Heat Race number 1. Due to all that wind throughout the afternoon and into the evening, the track has dried out in spots quicker than it has in others. Chase Randall talked about how just gritty and kind of loose the marbles are on top of the track. Marbles more of a pavement term, but just that loose dirt that sits on top of the racing surface, it's affecting his feel of the car. And some drivers post-qualifying even told me they felt like the configuration, the shape of this track is so much different. Giovanni Scelzi thinks that they may have moved the berm up an entire car's width at the bottom of turns 3 and 4. So everybody had lots of thoughts at the end of Capital Custom Trailers qualifying. I think that will just give us one more reason to stay on the edge of our seats here for these heat races.
Yeah, definitely another thing to factor in as they are going around the racetrack. TJ Forged, they are the sponsor of this heat race. They only build forged aluminum wheels using proprietary tooling and exclusive manufacturing processes that clearly elevate our wheels above the competition. Product quality, product safety, and exceptional customer service is what we do. We lead where others follow. Don't settle for close enough. That is TJ Forged. So 8 laps the distance in each of the 4 heat races here tonight. The top 5 will transfer to the A main. 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, they will go to the B main, and that will be their final chance to try and put their car into tonight's $21,000 to win feature for the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash. Of course, there will be 2 cars going to the Dash redraw as well. The heat race winner and Cory Day, as long as he stays in the top 5, he would go to the Dash with that heat race winner. And of course, you got to think about the ace in the hole. If Cory Day can go from 4th to the win, he would automatically be on the pole of the feature tonight, which I don't think the competition wants to see happen there, Christopher, right?
That's a really big deal, too. To be able to guarantee yourself a front row spot in the Dash is a really, really big advantage.
It certainly is. And now Cory will line up outside of row 2. He's got some tough customers up ahead of him there. Of course, last year's Rookie of the Year and last year's champion with Interstate Batteries Highlander Racing, Rico Abreu and Dason Persley. The lights out on top of the HendrickCars.com pace truck. We're going green on the first heat race of the night. The next time by off of turn number 4. Great to see some the boomsticks out here tonight in the grandstand. I know there's a lot of boomsticks that were handed out, but the Interstate Batteries green, we'll get those going during the 4 wide later on. So make sure not to pop those things, ladies and gentlemen. We want to make this place loud for the 4 wide later on. Chalk stripe in turn number 4. It's Rico, it's Dason. Front row, here we go. A little bit of a tough start there for Persley, kind of spun the tires, allows Rico to get away and allows McFadden to go underneath of him and take over that second spot off of turn number 2. Now Persley over the cushion, big run out of Chase Randall. He's going to go by 3 cars down the backstretch, Christopher.
Yeah, it was interesting watching both of those cars get up to on the high side, and they both got really wide out of turn 2.
And Cory Day's got to be careful. He's now on the bump spot.
Huge corner to get back around the 6 car.
Yeah, wow. And J.J. Hickle was briefly in that transfer. Now we got a battle for the lead shaping up here as James McFadden is closed in on Rico Abreu. Abreu down low, McFadden on the top side. The battle for the race lead. Down the front straightaway now McFadden with a slider attempt into turn number 1. McFadden actually trying to run the bottom. Pulls up next to Rico. Abreu saw his nose that time by in turn number 2. But James McFadden is looking very strong early in this one. Rico takes his line away. Now McFadden goes to the inside off of turn number 4. Abreu tries to pull away. Persley sits in 3rd. Then it is Cory Day and Chase Randall currently sitting in the final transfer spot. J.J. Hickle, then Hank Davis, and Gage Polkerbeck the rest of the field. Rico back to the bottom in 3 and 4.
Rico's really not sure where he needs to be.
That is definitely the case here as Rico now goes down low in turn 1. McFadden follows him, kind of gets in his air there and makes that car wash up the racetrack. 3 laps to go this time by. I'm not sure if this is a guaranteed win for Rico as McFadden is looking very strong. Tries to run the bottom there. Abreu pulls away. Back behind, Dason Pursley not able to take advantage of that misstep from McFadden, sitting in that 3rd position. Down the back straightaway, Rico Abreu with 2 7th-place runs to open up the 2026 campaign yesterday and Thursday, looking to make the dash for the 3rd straight night. 2 laps to go for the Tony Stewart Racing number 24. Around the top, Rico's lead. That last time by was 1.6 seconds over the former Australian Sprint Car champion. Dason Pursley able to keep Cory Day at bay. Chase Randall still in 5th with Hank Davis trying to close in on him. Davis might run out of time because it looked like he closed that gap significantly on Randall, but he's going to have one more corner to make it happen. Here's the checkered. Rico will get the win. 2nd will be James McFadden. 3rd goes to Dason Pursley. 4th to Cory Day. And 5th is going to be Chase Randall. He holds off a hard-charging Hank Davis. Rico is going to be your winner in heat race number 1, presented by TJ Forged Wheels. He will go to the dash. Transferring with him, James McFadden, Dason Pursley, Cory Day also going to the dash with Rico. And then 5th was Chase Randall. Hank Davis, JJ Hickle, Gage Polkerbeck, and Justin Sanders did not start our first heat race of the night. And so Sanders more than likely maybe scratched for the night. As those drivers will now head back to the pit area, either get ready for the dash, get ready for the feature, or get ready for the B main. But one of them is going to have a brief conversation with Tony Laporta, and that is, of course, James McFadden. 3rd place finisher here last night. Looked like he had a chance to beat Rico and make the dash. Comes up a spot short, Tony, but still looks strong.
Yeah, James McFadden in this Tarleton American Rock and Rent number 21. Such a sharp-looking race car. He and Tanner Holmes split this machine last season. McFadden coming all the way from his home in Australia, got into the States back on Tuesday, so the jet lag doesn't seem to be affecting you. A really good run stopping on the front straightaway last night. How different is this racetrack, though, from the first 2 nights?
Yeah, it's really tough. Got a really good couple runs on Rico, and it's still a little greasy on the bottom to get around him, but yeah, we dug ourselves out a little bit of a hole, so it's different every time you hit, but it's just round and dirt, mate. We'll figure it out.
Round and dirt, man. You don't want to get insulted by James McFadden when he comes up with descriptors like that. Remember, fun little kind of side note to that battle we just watched for that heat race win. Ricky Warner is the crew chief on Rico Abreu's number 24. His son, Drew Warner, the crew chief for the Australian James McFadden with the California Tarleton car.
Good point there, Tony. Forgot about that as they were racing on. As we move on to heat race number 2, presented by DMI Racing Components. Here is the lineup on the pole from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the Warrior Buildings, McGrewBid.com, Baps Paint, Livewire Customs, Fit and Marks Racing Development. Number 19, it is Brent Marks. And his outside Rookie of the Year contender out of Jacksonville, Oregon, in the Jugo Superfoods, Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design. Junie out of Concrete, number 13, it is Tanner Holmes. Starting in 3rd, out of Apollo, Pennsylvania, the Mositis Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, MAV Motorsports, number 42, Cy Lynch. Outside of him, the current points leader of the full-timers with Interstate Batteries Highlander Racing, from Minden, Nevada, is the JST Motorsports, Smith Titanium, Factory Cane, and Maxima Racing Oils, Messina Valley Transportation, number 88, Tanner Thorson. Starting in 5th, from Lincoln, California, the California Waterfowl, TC Guide Service, CVC Concrete, K1 Race Gear, 83T Tanner Carrick. To his outside, starting in 6th, out of Cobble Hill, British Columbia, Canada, driving the Saratoga Motorsports Park, Cal Creek, Malahat Auto Wrecking, Shark Racing Engines, number 21P Robbie Price. Your 7th starter is from Santa Rosa, California. It's the Graham Rahal Performance, Dirt Dudes Excavating, All About Fire Protection, Brad Alexander Suspension, number 19 Junior, it's Joel Myers Jr. To his outside, starting in the 8th position from Higginsville, Missouri, in the Casey's FVP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs, Ditsville Transfer, Wilkerson Crane Rebel, number 21B, Blackjack Brian Brown. And the final starter is going to be Cole Schroeder out of Bozeman, Montana, the Rockin' R Restaurant, Sherbelt Suspension, ART Enterprises, Don Vanzuela's Auto Body, number 3C. That is the lineup for DMI Racing Components Heat Race number 2. DMI Race Components are built with the precision of skilled machinists and the common sense of winning racers. Located in the heart of central Pennsylvania, you can find us every week participating in the sport we love. You race, we race, let's race together. That is DMI Racing Components. Drivers catching up to the HendrickCars.com pace truck, which is located in turn number 1. May be able to go green, and that is indeed the case. We will go green this time by, with Brent Marks next to Tanner Holmes, the 2 yellow and black cars on the front row. Cy Lynch and Tanner Thorson back there in row 2. Then you've got Tanner Carrick, Robbie Price, Joel Myers Jr., Brian Brown, and Cole Schroeder.
Rico was able to get the jump from the pole in heat race number 1. We'll see if that outside lane is a little bit more competitive here in heat 2.
That was a big topic of discussion here last night here in the heat races. We go to the green flag, and Marks does get a good jump there off the inside. Rolling into turn 1, Cy Lynch going to take a look at Tanner Holmes for that second spot, and he will make the pass with ease. Cy Lynch now into second, looking to track down Brent Marks for the top spot. Here comes Tanner Thorson underneath of Tanner Holmes. They will go side by side off of turn number 4. Thorson through the slick and Holmes around the outside. He's going to have that third position. Cy Lynch once again taking a stab at Brent Marks for the race lead. They are side by side down the back straightaway, and Cy Lynch is going to take the lead in turn number 3. Cy Lynch, a slider on Brent Marks. He's going to lead this time by on lap number 2. Cy Lynch looking good all week here in Las Vegas, and it continues here on the finale. Has the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Absolutely working for him right now. Brent Marks running in second. Tanner Holmes is in third. Tanner Holmes, or make that Tanner Thorson in fourth. And then Tanner Carrick back. It's Tanner, third, fourth, and fifth, with Robbie Price trying to catch up to Tanner Carrick in that race for the final transfer spot. Looks like Price kind of trips over the cushion in turn number 2, and that allows Carrick to pull away and close in on Tanner Thorson. Cy Lynch comes across the line that time by. He's got 4 laps down and 4 to go in the race lead. That's a tough thing to do, Chris. We're drive by Brent Marks on a half-mile Las Vegas.
Yeah, talk about a monster heat race for Cy Lynch here to put himself in the dash.
Yeah, he's looking good. He's going to make it 3 more laps around the Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track, and he will do just that. Nice and smooth around the bottom of the racetrack. I mean, we didn't really see that much on that side of the track during heat race number 1, but Lynch is putting it to good use. Here is the 2 to go signal this time as we keep an eye on the battle for 5th as well. Tanner Carrick through the slick off of turn number 4. Robbie Price a run down the front straightaway. The race for the final transfer spot is on. Into turn 1. Both drivers go down low. Robbie Price, a little mistake there in the center of the corner. He's going to lose ground to the 83T. 1 lap to go here in DMI Racing Components Heat Race number 2. Cy Lynch, his advantage is a big one now over Brent Marks. Almost 2 seconds the last time by for the Messinas Motorsports number 42, and he will win DMI Heat Race number 2. Brent Marks second, Tanner Holmes in third, Tanner Thorson fourth, and Tanner Carrick in fifth. Your finishing results in that heat race. Going to the dash, the 42, Cy Lynch with the win. Brent Marks is going to the feature in second. Tanner Holmes in third. Tanner Thorson is going to the dash with Lynch. And Tanner Carrick ends up in fifth. Robbie Price, Joel Myers Jr., Brian Brown, and Cole Schroeder, the finishing order in heat race number 2. Tanner Carrick, a nice solid run last night, 16th in the A-Main, and he makes it straight through out of the heat race tonight, Tony.
Hopefully we're giving you guys a good look at that glowing brake rotor just to the inside, the left side of that rear end of Tanner Carrick here. He was gassing it around in the non-wing car last night. Brother, those brakes look hot. You using that pedal to get this thing turned around the way you need it to?
Yeah, just trying to hold the left side of the car down, going down the backstretch there with the wind, trying to push us up the racetrack. We got a little work to do on the car to make it a little better to where we were last night, but we got a good race car and we made the A again. So that's like winning the race stats, coming to these half miles and not having very many races on them. So our guys been working their butts off, and hopefully we can keep it up and go forward in the main event here.
Man, it was fun watching Tanner Carrick, the proprietor of TC Guide Services Fishing and Hunting, as he ran double duty yesterday. He was in that USCS non-wing sprint car chase, and he was ripping around the top shelf up where Grandma keeps the old cookies. It was so much fun to watch.
I was always told the oatmeal cookies is up there on the top shelf. But, hey, Christopher, real quick, I wanted to ask you, his brake rotor glowing bright orange, is that a surprise to you, or are you not really shocked to see that?
No, it's pretty common, especially in the wing sprint car stuff. You can really use that brake to help you get around the racetrack, depending on what you're fighting. Typically, if you're a little bit loose, you can kind of drag that brake to try and keep the car straighter. Also, if you're tight, you can drag that brake a little bit harder to get a little bit more rotation in the car as well.
All right, good insight there from Christopher Bell as we now roll into heat race number 3. It is presented by BR Motorsports. On the pole of this one, from Altoona, Iowa, the Country Builders Construction, Ochiko West Tucker Trucking, Moss Brothers Powder Coating, number 88W, the big unit, Austin McCarl. To his outside, from St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, the Maxim Trucking, TK Concrete, Logan Contractor Supply, Rexco Equipment, Zip Bonds, number 55, Carrie Madsen. Starting in the third spot from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the all-by-your alternative, Joel Pitch and Trucking, Hample Oil, CP Excavating, Raw Machinery, number 10, Ryan Timms. And his outside, it is last night, make that 2 nights ago's feature winner from Elk Grove, California, the all-by-your alternative, HendrickCars.com, JVI Group, Finley Farms, Fulkins Brothers Trucking, FloRacing, number 57, Young Money, Kyle Larson. Starting in the 5th position, out of Charlotte, North Carolina, the Monster Energy, Oakley, PristineAuction.com, number 84, Ty Gibbs. And to his outside, out of Lubbock, Texas, the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Creek Landis, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, RB Ranch, number 5, Brenham Crouch. Your 7th starter is from Templeton, California. He drives the ShopCaleb.com, David Cry Engineering, Woodland Auto Display, the Pit Room, number 3, Caleb Montgomery. And his outside from Tempe, Arizona, starting in the 8th spot, the SCR Machine, Johnson Built Concrete, 34 of Sterling Kling. And the final starter calls Fort Collins, Colorado home, the BG Automotive, Simpson, BR Motorsports, Schaefer's Oil, 16G of Austin Gossel. BR Motorsports, when it comes to buying sprint car parts, there's only one place to shop, and that is BR Motorsports. With over 250,000 parts in stock, BR only sells the best parts by the best manufacturers like King Racing Products, MSD Ignition, Kaiser Wheels, and Triple X Chassis. Christopher, I'm surprised I've not asked you about him here tonight so far, but Ty Gibbs going to start 5th here in this one, inside of a transfer spot. You got to give this guy credit, man. He's out here doing it with the best of the best in the 410. He's taken some hard licks, but he keeps on coming back. I mean, hats off to him for even trying this stuff, right?
Man, it is so fun just listening to him talk about how in awe he is of sprint car racing, and he just genuinely loves it. He's out here having a blast, just trying to get better. He understands where he's at, and just is here to make laps, try and improve, and he's here doing it for the love of the sport.
And I was amazed when Tony talked to him after he got out of the crash the other day, and like the first thing he said, we'll get it fixed and come back tomorrow. I thought, there's no way, right? But no, he is, you said it, man. He is all in, it seems like, on this sprint car stuff, and it is really cool to watch him progress there. He is pulling onto the racetrack right now, and he's going to start 5th. Las Vegas has had his number the last 2 years, but maybe tonight he can end it off on a good note here in heat race number 3, presented by BR Motorsports. It's going to be McCarl and Madsen up front. On this front row, Ryan Timms, Kyle Larson, once again, row 2, then Gibbs and Crouch, Montgomery, Kling, and Gossel. The 9 cars that will be taking place in heat race number 3, 8 laps. Once again, the top 5 will transfer straight to the A main. HendrickCars.com pace truck is on the backstretch, and the drivers are speeding up to catch to him now. Christopher, you think the track's shaping up pretty nicely so far?
Yeah, so one thing that I noticed there in that last heat race is it really seemed like the line was getting pretty defined on what the fast groove is. It seemed like the entire field migrated to running the bottom of turns 1 and 2 and then running the outside in 3 and 4. So sometimes whenever that happens, you'll get the whole field that'll funnel down to the bottom, and then you can get a big run around the outside of 1 and 2, even though it's not the preferred groove. If everyone stacks up around the bottom, you can circle them.
We'll see what happens here in this one. Yeah, a lot of moving around so far in the first 2 heat races. We'll see if that trend continues here in this 3rd of 4 heat races tonight. McCarl and Madsen, a pair of Knoxville Raceway champions out there at the half mile in Iowa, the sprint car capital of the world. Well, we're not there right now. We're in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. HendrickCars.com pace truck into the infield and leaves the field in the hands of those two drivers. Both of them live in Iowa, of course. That's where Cory Madsen resides now, originally from St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia. Kyle Larson back there outside of row 2, looking for that ace in the hole. We'll see if he is able to grab it off of turn number 4. Nice and slow pace, and we are green. McCarl with a good launch down the front stretch. Kyle Larson's already taken care of Ryan Timms. As I say that, Timms trying to drive around on the outside, not able to do it as Kyle is sizing up Cory Madsen down the back straightaway. Madsen will slide himself into turn 3. Around the outside comes Ryan Timms, trying to circle Kyle Larson, and he will do just that at the start-finish line. Move Ryan Timms back to 3rd. Kyle Larson across his nose, takes it right back away in turn number 2. Back behind, Brenham Crouch is into the transfer spot. He has dealt with Ty Gibbs and Sterling Kling, so move Brenham Crouch up to 5th, and he's on the back bumper of Ryan Timms off of turn number 4. Ryan Timms a little bit sideways there off of 4. We saw him do that last night, which led to that heat race crash, so trying to be a little bit more careful there on the 4th corner as Austin McCarl around turns 3 and 4 has a pretty sizable lead over Cory Madsen, who has pulled away from Kyle Larson. Crouch keeping pace with Timms, and Sterling Kling not too far behind in case Crouch is able to make some kind of mistake. Ty Gibbs running in 7th. Caleb Montgomery 8th, and Austin Gossel is in 9th. This time by the halfway signal, going to change for the 4th spot. Brenham Crouch takes it away. Ryan Timms back to the inside down the front straightaway. Good race going on. That's going to allow Sterling Kling to close in a little bit here and maybe make it a 3-car battle for that 4th position. Definitely guys moving around a lot on the racetrack, especially in turns 3 and 4. Some are choosing the top, some choose the bottom. Then the next lap, they switch it up a little bit here. Coming around to 2 to go for Austin McCarl this time by. A really solid run for him last night. Was tied for the Hard Charger Award that went to Tanner Thorson, but McCarl also +8 in the feature last night to finish up 9th at the checkered flag. Austin McCarl going to come around this time by, and he will see the wave of the white flag. 1 to go in VR Motorsports heat race number 3. Cory Madsen nowhere near close to be able to make a move on him. Same thing with Larson and Timms. Kling has kept Brenham Crouch within an arm's reach, but cannot make the pass. Checkered flag this time by. McCarl will get the win in heat race number 3. Cory Madsen 2nd, Kyle Larson 3rd, 4th to Ryan Timms, and 5th will be Brenham Crouch by about 2 car lengths over Sterling Kling. Pretty status quo there in that heat race, as Austin McCarl will be heading to tonight's dash. Cory Madsen finishing in 2nd. Kyle Larson will join McCarl in the dash with a 3rd place run. Ryan Timms 4th, and Brenham Crouch ends up in 5th. Sterling Kling, Caleb Montgomery. And then back behind them, you've got Ty Gibbs and Austin Gossel will be the finishing results. Wanted to mention as well, Austin Gossel did not finish the race as he pulled in on the white flag lap and is going to need assistance to get back to the pit area. And so Gossel has a problem. It looks like we may be talking to the big unit. Austin McCarl going to make his way to the infield. Always one of my favorite guys to interview. He's always just so happy. It seems like he's got a good attitude every time you show up to the racetrack there, Tony, and you're going to chat with him now.
Noted Colorado Rockies super fan, Mr. McCarl. Man, it's so good when we get to see you here at Interstate Batteries High Limit. I know some people think I don't like interviewing you, but I love interviewing you. How much fun are you having out here on the road? It's been kind of an up and down weekend, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every day we've gotten better and better. Shout out to Scotty and our new guy, Johnny, who flew in on Thursday afternoon to come help us and come on full time. That's been huge for us. So, yeah, I think the racetrack's about the best it's been all week, too, and just lucky enough to get quick time and have lane choice there and get to watch those first couple heats and kind of see how the track adjusted. Just really need to thank Country Brothers, everybody watching at home. Shout out to Kim Ophil. I know she had a tough day yesterday saying goodbye to her mother. We're thinking about her. Jeff and Heidi Tucker watching it at the casino down the street, and Moss Brothers, Penske Racing Shocks, Ryder Racing Engines, Maxim Chassis. I think I'll get to come talk to you here in a little bit with the wheel. So pray for some double zeros, and I think we got a good car.
Brother, your hair is on fleek tonight. You look good. You feel good. Your car is fast right now. Austin McCarl, Like I said on Thursday, he's not really that big of a Rockies fan, guys. His boys' initials, their first names both start with C and R, so he was rocking the cap for them. Really good to see Austin McCarl having some fun out here with High Limit.
We'll see if he can get that 00 later on at the wheel as we move into our final heat race of the night. Here is the lineup in this one, presented by Rod and Supply. On the pole out of Fresno, California, it's the Chili's, Spire Motorsports, Carmen Trucking, Ziegler Auto Group, Gainbridge. Number 77, it's Giovanni Selzy. And outside of him, starting in the second spot, out of Northport, Florida, the Global Link, Moxie Sports Advisors, GSR Racing, CSI Shocks, Impact Signs, Awnings, and Wraps. Number 24D, the Florida Man, Danny Sams III. Starting in third from Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge. Number 7 BC, Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. To his outside, out of Clute, Texas, driving the Fulkins Brothers Trucking, Powered Plus, Bryant Paper Motorsports, STC, Monty Farms. Number 87, it's Aaron Reitzel. Your fifth starter is from Sacramento, California, the CR Wood Motorsports, Lightfoot Automotive, Morgan Precision Roofing, Flying A Trailers, 2A Austin Wood, and his outside out of Monrovia, Indiana, the Skagit Speedway, Race Union Foundation, Hager Realty, Stancraft Jet Center, Angel of the Winds Casino, 26, Justin Peck. Your seventh starter is from Sikeston, Missouri. It's the MPE Inland Rigging, Shurkan, Beelman Motorsports, King Racing Products, 73 of Hunter Schurenberg, and the final starter from Hanford, California, the Netto Ag, Penny Newman Grain, Vanderpool Petroleum, Mechanics Choice Oil, number 88N, DJ Netto. Heat race number 4, presented by Rod and Supply. They have the unique opportunity to be involved in all sorts of industries, from auto racing and performance-related industries to farming and industrial markets. Rod and Supply has the assortment of radius rods, rod ends, bearings, and specialty products that will help you lead the field and perform at your maximum potential. Lights out on the pace truck. We're going green the next time by with Selzy up front. He will be alongside the Florida Man, Danny Sams, who made the dash last night. Giovanni Selzy, 1 year ago today, was his last 410 sprint car win, March 14th at Kennedale Speedway Park in Texas. And we'll see if he can do that once again 1 year later. It'll be a pretty big deal for him and that new team. Selzy and Sams to the chalk stripe and turn 4, we're green. Once again, that inside line gets a good jump, and Gio's going to have the race lead into turn 1. Danny Sams to the top of the racetrack, almost over the cushion, is going to hang on to second, but Reitzel through the middle. They're 3 wide for that second spot down the back straightaway. Justin Peck, a huge move to go by 2 cars in one fell swoop there. Peck takes second now. Reitzel back to second across the line. Danny Sams and Justin Peck just bumped each other going down the front straightaway. They both keep on going. Sams takes third back down the back straightaway, but that got hairy for a minute there.
What a start by Aaron Reitzel. It was so cool to see. That bottom row took off. He looked like he was going to be buried into turn 1, ended up putting it in the middle and driving right through the middle of Danny Sams and Justin Peck.
And that was a great move from Reitzel, a textbook maneuver from him, as Gio continues to show the way out the front of the field. Reitzel sitting in second, Sams in third, fourth is Peck, and he's got Tyler Courtney working around the outside, trying to draw to the right rear. Cannot do it there as he follows Peck to the bottom in turn 1. Danny Sams up the road, makes a mistake. Courtney around the outside. He takes fourth away, now looking for third in turn 3.
Tyler wanted to go to the inside there of Danny Sams, and Danny Sams shut the door on him.
Well, he made it to the inside anyway. He's going to take that spot away down the front straightaway. Tyler Courtney, nice move there. Gets into third. Schurenberg, that was close in turn 1. He'll take the final transfer spot away down the back straightaway. Hunter Schurenberg getting by Justin Peck in an aggressive way down on that side of the racetrack. He's up to fifth, and now Peck hops the cushion right there. That's going to allow DJ Netto to close in on Peck, but Schurenberg is really hoping this race comes to an end as we got a race for second starting to heat up. Reitzel under pressure from Tyler Courtney. They will go side by side down the front straightaway racing for the P2 position. Don't worry about Gio. He is long gone to the front of the field. 2 laps to go here in this one. Peck back to the inside of Schurenberg. He's got the final transfer spot back away down the back straightaway. Hunter Schurenberg to the inside. Now he's got it in turn 3. A seesaw battle back and forth for the final transfer spot. White flag, 1 lap to go. Oh, they get together. Huge wreck down the front straightaway. Cartwheeling down the front stretch is Hunter Schurenberg. A massive incident down the front stretch all the way to turn 1. Hunter Schurenberg climbing out of the race car. He is out of the car, folks. And he does not look to be too happy as his front tire is still rolling down the track into turn 2 and lands right in front of Justin Peck's car. Schurenberg looks to be a man on a mission right now as he heads over to the direction, at least, of the Skagit Speedway number 26. Got to imagine there's damage at Peck's out of his car as well. Down there in turn 2. The right rear is down, and they are having some words down there. And there's Kevin Rudeen, the owner of that 26 car, getting in the way, and they're going to go their separate ways with the assistance of MedStar and High Limit Racing officials down there, and they are still going at it. So Hunter Schurenberg and Justin Peck getting together, racing for the transfer, and
Chase, what do you think he asked him?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a question for you. Okay, you're the driver here, all right? Here's a replay, Christopher. What do you think happened?
Yeah, Justin got a good run off the bottom of turn 4. And man, Hunter was coming down the track, down the front straightaway to shut the lane.
Do you think he was trying to maybe protect a potential slider coming, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you get off of turn 4 if you're hanging or not. And Justin just had a great run down the front straightaway, getting off of turn 4 in the moisture.
I mean, man, Schurenberg, they hit at the flag stand.
I don't think they're going to be racing that car again.
No, probably not. And he did not come to a rest until turn 1. We are receiving word from Tony Laporta that Hunter Schurenberg declined interview, but he said he was okay, which is the best news there. And you got a good look at the comp cams replay, and there's a look at the right rear, what's left of it, on Justin Peck's car. And he is taking a look at it because they're going to need to make repairs. Of course, he is a full-time driver with the series running for points. And there's Schurenberg's front tire landed all the way in turn 2 after they made contact at the flag stand. Tony Laporta.
Yeah, Justin Peck is up and out of that race car as Interstate Batteries High Limit officials go to work at removing this Skagit Speedway number 26. Justin's going to get back in to the cockpit. He also is okay. He didn't want to talk. Neither did Hunter Schurenberg. Didn't have much to say other than they were both all right, and just Justin trying to diagnose that damage as best he could and let crew chief Brandon Hickman know what they might be in for. But yeah, Hunter Schurenberg, I didn't get over here in time. Not that it's any of our business, the discussion between the two, but the best thing I can tell you is that both drivers were up quickly out of their race cars and ready to have a short discussion.
Thank you very much for that update there, Tony. An interesting shot from the drone a moment ago. We saw Kerry Madsen talking with Hunter Schurenberg right there. I think that's still Kerry. No, that's somebody else now. That's what JFM, but it was Kerry earlier on his quad. And what's interesting about that is they used to be teammates at Vermeer Motorsports. They had a 2-car team last year. Schurenberg ran with the World of Outlaws, and Kerry ran a Midwest schedule. And look at that.
That might take the award of the biggest junk I've ever seen.
Is that the down tube?
That is the down tube, yes.
That down
tube is down tube is all the way out.
Tony, put some meat, cheese, and lettuce in that thing. It's a taco, and eat that thing.
Well, I mean, this car is absolutely mangled. The front rack just destroyed, and I've never seen a down tube do anything close to that. It's obviously, the best part is that Hunter Schurenberg is okay after that wreck, because that car, Christopher, like you said, I mean, that thing is gone. It's destroyed. That car is, that's one of the worst wrecks, at least the aftermath, I've ever seen out here doing this. That's unbelievable how smashed up that car is.
Anytime you get a car that goes left side down at the end of the straightaway, it's just bad, really bad.
Here's another look at it from comp cams.
Left side down, almost at max velocity into turn 1.
Gosh, that had to be at least...
So thankful Hunter walked away.
Yeah, I mean, really, seriously. He's had some big rides in his career, and this one may be one of the worst for sure. I mean, they literally hit at the flag stand. He did, what, 5-6 cartwheels there. The wheel landed in turn 2. You mentioned we saw the down tube, which is supposed to be straight. It was in the shape of a C when he came to rest.
And everything that wasn't bent on that race car, if it could snap and break towards the front end, it did snap and break. Torsion arms were snapped. Shocks were snapped in half. Welds were broken at the seams. I mean, that car is, I mean, I don't know. There's no way you could salvage much, if anything, I would imagine, Christopher, front of, the radiator. And it was leaking. I mean, that car took an absolute beating.
It's probably the seat and the engine. Maybe not even the engine.
Yeah, I would be doubtful after as many nose hits as that thing took.
Yeah, and what happens here, we mentioned this last night, Tony Laporta. DJ Neto is going to be the biggest benefactor out of this because he was running in the 7th position. Both of those drivers taken out of the race. And why that's important is because DJ Neto has been coming to Las Vegas for many years. Last night was the 15th time he's raced here at Las Vegas. He's never made the main event. 15 tries and never made it. All he has to do now is run about 2 laps and he'll make it for the first time.
I know DJ was hoping you would bring that stat up,
I'm sure he
Chase.
was, yes.
But yeah, I mean, we talked about it a little bit last night when he was racing or trying to race his way into the B main. Man, I feel like that push truck sometimes. I've just spun my wheels so often in life. Hopefully they can get Neto refired here. But yeah, 2 laps to go. He is certainly in as good of a position as he's probably been here in quite some time, as that F-150 is going to probably just punt on this and hope for some reinforcements in the form of a side-by-side. Look at that shot there as they're going to drop that machine down at Schoenberg's pit. Man, that thing was, I never got to see a replay, headed over there to try to talk to those guys and make sure they were okay, but you don't really need much of a replay when pieces and parts are hanging off of it the way that they are on that race car.
Yeah, Jimmy May and the boys going to have some serious work to do. I know the plan was to go next week to Central Arizona Raceway with Interstate Batteries Highland Racing. They do have a backup car, which we saw briefly on the left side of the trailer there, but
not anymore.
No, that's the primary now.
That's
right?
the primary.
Yeah, that one is trashed for sure. You know, I'm not trying to put DJ Neto down or anything by saying what I said there, but that's the fact of the matter is, man, he's been coming here a long time, hasn't been able to do it. And DJ Neto is a very capable driver. He ran top 5 with Highland last year at Kern. He's a 2-time NARC champion, of course. But these California guys, man, they don't see. They got 1/2 mile, 2.5 miles in the entire state. One of them's in Paris and Los Angeles. The other one is Calistoga, which has been closed for a few years, right? So it's hard to come here when you're running on tracks like Silver Dollar, Placerville, you know, Hanford. It's hard to come here and run a 1/2 mile, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And in sprint car racing, the driving technique from a short track to a 1/2 mile is completely different, and it really takes experience on both of them to figure it out.
It certainly does. We're going to restart this race with 2 laps to go. Giovanni Scelzi with the lead. Aaron Reitzel in second. Then it's Tyler Courtney, Danny Sams, and DJ Neto. The green flag is back out. Good launch once again for Scelzi as the race for second will wage war once again. Reitzel around the outside trying to get the ace in the hole. He's all over him. Here comes Sunshine. They're trying to go 3 wide. Reitzel takes the lead in turn number 3, and he's got the top spot down the front straightaway. White flag, 1 lap to go. Reitzel looking for the ace in the hole during race number 3 of 2026. Down the back straightaway. Gio not quite close enough. Reitzel around the bottom, and he will do it. The ace in the hole belongs to Aaron Reitzel in heat race number 4. Scelzi, he is just so much fun to watch, isn't he? Scelzi second, Courtney third, 4th goes to Neto, and 5th goes to Danny Sams. But with that 4th to 1st charge, that means Aaron Reitzel is automatically on the pole, the dash tonight. It's the ace in the hole. And for those of you curious, the ace in the hole happens maybe 5 times a year, maybe 4 times a year. And it happened during race number 3 of 2026. And DJ Neto, we mentioned the storylines with him in that heat race, finishing in the 4th position. He'll be a part of his first ever Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track A-Main tonight.
DJ Neto, 15 attempts here, and you've just locked in for your first feature at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track. No doubt a hectic heat race. What was it like from behind your steering wheel? And more importantly, now that you're in the show, what can you do with this number 88?
We could race really good. We just got to figure out time trials. Jimmy, Eric, Evan, Jason, they're working hard to try to get there. We race fine, but we just got to get a little bit better and keep moving forward. My brother, my wife, my whole family's at home watching with my 7-week-old son, Jake. So happy to finally get it in the show, and hopefully it's been a long weekend. Hopefully we can move forward.
DJ Neto locks in for his first ever feature here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track. Neto ag all over that race car. You're going to see it later on tonight, racing for 30 laps in the finale main event of the Sugar Bee Blackjack Bash here in Las Vegas.
Good to see there for DJ Neto. I've known him for a long time, man. He's a great driver, and it's awesome to see him be a part of tonight's show. Before we go to break, thank you to our partner, Eclipse Claims, eclipsing insurance tactics and protecting your payout. We'll be back with the Dash Redraw Spin Wheel right after this break here on FloRacing.
Allgaier Performance is your one-stop shop for all your parts, tires, shocks, and fabrication needs. From drag strips to your local dirt track and asphalt tracks, Allgaier Performance can get what you need on track and into victory lane. Allgaier Performance is now the Midwest dealer for Longhorn chassis, complete with cars and genuine Longhorn parts and components. Stop by our locations in Springfield, Illinois, or Brownsburg, Indiana, or visit online at allgaierperformance.com.
Is here watching this exciting racing that High Limit Racing produces. The intensity's high in the pit area.
You'll have that. That's racing with the best guys in the country.
Elbows up, and you know, whoever kind of runs the hardest can be the fastest.